Yo, 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 yo. And we are live, guys. What's up? Welcome, welcome, guys. So we gotta talk about poor Agi, man. Bro is done so dirty. It's not even funny. So everything should be working, right? Like the sound, everything, right? Come on. And we are live, guys. I'm hearing myself. Hold on. I gotta fix something. Yeah, why is it? Oh shit. Okay. I guess I can't fix the dark line at the bottom. Yeah, it won't whatever, man. It is what it is. What's up, guys? What you doing, man? Yo, okay, let me see. What's up, Vibe? Welcome. Hi. Arnavash. Okay, I'm gonna call you 84, okay? 84 with the ghosts. Welcome, rest in peace. Welcome, bro. Yo, what's good? 84 again. What's up, man? Props to Fox. Okay, we'll read the comments in a second. Welcome, guys. I gotta welcome you guys. Yo, goat. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Just stranger on the internet. Okay, another stranger. One is unknown and one is a stranger on the internet. Dude, deport Agi. Bro, no. So it says Agi was an idiot who broke formation by following his ego, leading Japan to equalize. If you show ego, Blue Lock will read you like a book, while a proper puppet like Terry scores. We'll talk about it. It's not completely true. By the way, this chapter actually has a Hugo upscale. And I'll blow your minds with it, because there is some shit Isagi is able to do in this game that he simply was not able to because Hugo was in the previous game, which I like it. Arnav, okay, your name is Arnav? So it's, yeah, because I read it as Arn and then A-V, so I was confused. So I'll call you Arnav, yeah, welcome, bro. I bet that Nico is going to break England along with Rain and Bachira. I don't think any of those three will play. Specifically Bachira, because I feel like his moment would be great against Spain and Brazil. Like, he's meant to face teams like that. So I don't think he would play here. Hello, this is my first live that I managed to catch. I watched most VODs though. Welcome. So what should I call you? Aliavi? Should I call you Aliavi? Sorry if I butchered your name. You hate Fox or Vox? He better sleep with one... Oh, better sleep with one eye open. I don't know. I like Fox. For the very least, he's top two as a coach. Like, number one is Chris Prince, number two, him. It's between him and Snuffy. I feel like Ego is a little bit unhinged to be a good coach, but maybe Fox too, so we'll see. By the way, a matchup between Ego and Fox will be legendary. Towards the end of the game, I'll do it, like coach in philosophy. Who would win? We're so back. Yeah, welcome, Galam. Welcome, bro. So, welcome, Vivi. I'll call you Vivi. So, DVVSSZ. So, I'll call you Vivi. Is it time to say Yuki over Shido? Nah, not time yet. Listen, I'll say something for Yuki. And if you've seen my Yuki versus Chigiri, I said the Predator eyes alone make Yuki insane. But I want to see more before judge him against Shido. And that's a great point, because I feel like Yuki versus Shido should be a good matchup. Like, I think if I wait enough for Yuki maybe to do more or Shido to score, a matchup between Yuki and Shido should be fitting. I think it would be good. Pronunciation is fine. Don't worry about it. Sorry if it's hard. Nah, why are you apologizing? It's your name. Aliavi. I like it though. Yo, sons. Welcome, bro. Welcome, Volt. Welcome, guys. If I was Rio, I'd go to Agi and say, you wanted Nagi and I to listen to you? Bro, you just left the series. Nah, listen, actually, this sets up Agi for future. Like, there is no way Agi fades into obscurity after this. We need to see him again. And I'm thinking in the UCL arc we might. Agi would have been better with ego. He is better with ego, and he has ego. Since Japan will obviously win and England will get knocked out, of the tournaments. This is probably the last time we see Agi play, as in the UCL we get focused on Barca, Ubers most. Now, I think we'll see him in the UCL, and just because we're going to focus on Real and Ubers and whatnot, I don't think we can. I don't see a problem with getting random gains here and there. I could see that happen. Yeah, I don't mind either way to call me. Yeah, Vivi. I like Vivi. Vivi, like, it reminds me of, of Vivian Hugo. I know, fanboy of Vivian Hugo here. I don't mind either way you call me, but if you happen to remember, oh, okay. I've never known how to pronounce your name on Discord, but okay, let me give you the mod then. Like, you're a mod in on Discord. Let me make you here too. Give me a second. Add as a moderator. Standard. Okay. Yeah. You're a mod on Discord. You get it here too. I know it's early, but shout out to the blind bandit Yuki. Bro really pulled the goal from a blind spot on the field. Respect where it's due. I love that goal, by the way. It just reminds me of the stealth kill shot, where a lot of players are in front of him, but no one could do shit about it because of the Predator eyes. If you remember, that was the problem. Like, a lot of players, but no one could stop Baro unless you come from behind like Isagi did. Which they didn't, thankfully. I think England will lose because Fox will not let them grow. I think England will lose because the plot calls for it. Dabora edits. Overhaul from My Hero Academia, of course. If so, I hope Fox gets the treatment. What? Abandoned by his team and his dream, crushed by ego, and Teddy his own puppet. You mean like Overhaul, like what happened to him losing his hands, or what? Because I don't know, that was kind of a dick move from the League of Villains. Like, they went out of their way to go and take their like his arms off. I don't know. I liked Overhaul a lot. And by the way, Overhaul, I think, is the inspiration for Mahito. If you think about it, Mahito is kind of like definitely got inspired from Overhaul. And Overhaul's voice actor also is one of the best. He's the Nanami voice actor, and bro, he brings the character to new heights. Agi won't just be seen again for another 5 years, man. I wonder how Ravis Green is taking this. Wait, he likes Agi? Oh man, that must suck. Like, imagine if, oh man, that must suck. Holy shit. Like, if your favorite character, you're not going to see him for like 3 to 4 years. We actually calculated it on the previous stream that the World Cups, for the very least, like if we lowball it, is going to be 3 years. So there are a few games that are going to be important, but then some small games. So for the very least, it's going to be 3 years. So for the next 3 years, there will be no Agi. So if you are a fan of his, well, hard luck. Okay, so Agi, we read that. I think first classifying what ego is would help. Is it just acting individually? Well, that's not the ego they're talking about. So like, ego here is the expression of what you want. It doesn't necessarily mean you act individually. For example, being second best like Hugo is different than Hugo wanting to win the World Cups. He just understands that playing with Loki and Noah gives him higher chance to achieve his dream. His ego pushed him into wanting a world-class striker. So it's not working individually, it's just the expression of what you want. And the stronger your ego is, the stronger your focus on your dream. Now, there are players who used to act individually like Baro. Baro used to not account for anyone, but then was brought to his knees by Isagi, and he realized that you need to account for people. Even if you don't work with them, you need to account for them. Or you could think of Kunigami in the NEL, which, by the way, is something I want to talk about in this chapter. I hope I explained it well. Can we agree that there are three numbers, three number ones, Baro, Isagi, and Ren? Well, Isagi is no longer number one. And I think Shido works as a number one too. So Baro, Shido, and Ren. Yeah, so Isagi after that, he became... Yeah, to be honest, even... So Baro is kind of weird too, because with Blue Lock, he never acts like number one. But with Ubers, he is a number one. So it's... I think in Blue Lock, we don't even count Baro. I think it's Ren and Shido. Those are the only two who would fit at number one. Isagi is kind of like Baro. He became a rebel. I think Agi plays for another country, he might get better. Yeah, that's already, like, it's too late. You can't change countries now. Predator Eyes and Metavision seem like universal abilities that all Blue Lockers developed in the NEL, like a new standard. My issue is that Kane introduced this so poorly. Like, when did Yuki got it? He actually got it at the end of the PXG game. And you know what? I can explain where like the first time we've seen Yuki kind of use the Predator Eyes, and it was in the U20 game. Give me a second. So as I've always said, what do you need for the Predator Eyes? You need to be restrictive, and you need a shot that enables you to hunt. Do you understand? So like, you need to have the mindset of a restrictive player that needs to hunt, and a shot that enables that, like a striking shot. Think about Kaiser, think about Baro, right? Think about Ren too. Okay, so when does Yuki, so it's after Shido's goal, I think in chapter 133. Yeah, so Baro is throwing everyone into chaos. I think, yeah, here it is. So Yuki goes, he dribbles past the players. This is restriction one-on-one. He is completely restricted by Nero, and like his path is completely blocked. So what he does, he pierces through the darkness with his restriction. This is something I like. And by the way, you could see Isagi moving, trying to help him, while Nagi does not give a shit. I've always found this panel to be funny because Isagi thinks that when he helps Yuki, he opens a path for himself in the future, while Nagi doesn't give a shit. He's just standing there. And I like this little detail. So the first time he sees the goal, this is not the Predator Eyes, it's simple like aiming. He aims at that. But then the moment Neo covers his shot course, guess what happens? Immediately, obviously the writer doesn't show it yet because it's not, how do I say, it's not time, but like immediately, in an instant, he gets a new path. And in the anime, it's much better. In the anime, you see how he opens his eye and new paths appear. And this is kind of exactly like Kaiser. So this was the first hint that Yuki might develop the Predator Eyes. It was hidden in plain sight. And then we all know how in the PXG game, he completely embraced it. Give me a... Bro, what the... Okay, it just bugged. So in the PXG game, he joins after 88, I think 89. Yeah, so Ness and Kaiser, by the way, this guy calls him Pig. And bro still meat rides him like crazy. It's always funny to me. Anyways, so, oh wait, it's not here. I don't think it's here. Yeah, I think it's in the previous chapter. So this is, by the way, so cool. I like this. This is the first time we see the Predator Eyes used for something other than the goal. And I loved it. Anyways, by the way, it was used from Kaiser and then immediately from Ren. So Kaiser used it to hunt for a pass, and Ren used it to hunt for the connection between Isagi and Kaiser. I love this. Like, the PXG game is just the best, man. So so this is the chapter. So as you can see, Yuki dribbles, and then all of a sudden he has the Predator Eyes. Now, it seems all of a sudden, as I explained, it was hinted at back in the U20 game. Okay, do you understand it? Okay, oh my god, you guys, you commented a lot. Let me catch up. So, I think, okay, so... Predator Eyes and Metavision, okay, we did that. Is Shido a bum? Even Yuki scored. I will talk about Shido. Shido is actually, right now, Shido and Ren failing is something very interesting. I said it with Ren, but the writer doubled down on it with Shido, and I'll talk about it in a second. Doesn't it kind of suck that Teddy just got introduced as a new Gen 11 and England will get knocked out? I mean, Blue Lock is brutal. That's something that was explained in this chapter, and it's fine. I think not every new gen need to be like this world warping character like Sai or Hugo or Kaiser. I think there should be a lot like Lorenzo, like Teddy, where they are introduced for a certain purpose, and like we could see them in the future, but like at the moment their certain purpose is relating to this game. It's the same reason it's the same case with Lorenzo. Like, he was introduced just to destroy Kaiser, just to push Kaiser towards the awakening in the next game. So, and I like that. Not everyone needs to be Hugo. Not everyone needs to be Sai, right? So it is a good thing. Fox is right. We gotta deport Agi for helping Japan equalize. By the way, it's not his fault completely, and we'll explain it a little later. Shido ghosting the whole match. I think he was good. I think he just needs an awakening at this point. And I'll explain it. Listen, I'm not going to answer anything about Cheeto until we reach him because he needs something. Anonymous voice actor has integrated his voice, bro. So fucking true, bro. Like there are certain voice actors hold on, like anonymous voice actor, or in movies like Samuel L. Jackson, English motherfucker, or what's it called, the Jamie, not Jamie Foxx. I forget his name. He's also a black actor. They have like these voices that are just perfect and work on screen or just as voice actors, right? So like, hey Ace, what do you think the striker that is replacing Agi will be like? Probably, I'm assuming he's going to be either like Zantetsu or Yuki. I'm assuming he's going to be a speedster as well. I feel like this game is seeming to be a clash of swords. Like, and I'll talk about it with Isagi because Teddy supposedly should be within Isagi's metavision, yet he was able to shock him. And we can do some deducing here. Shido has more passes than goals in the last 100 chapters. Bro, stop with the Shido hate. Robbie Geeks is a super big Agi fan. He's made 2 videos about him. Man, it must feel really bad for him. But hey, he at least can watch my next video, which will be Agi versus Kunigami. Not my next. The one after it. I'll release them close to each other. Tomorrow I'll release a meme video, you could say. It's about sus moments, and then after it we'll release Agi versus Kunigami. Do people find it weird in Universe when Jinpachi talks about ego while his own name? Yeah, I think... Imagine Fox training him back in the day. Hey, ego, you gotta understand ego and the different types of ego. Yeah, that would be funny, I'm not gonna lie. Our swordsman Yuki scored, yes. Finally, he got his shine. I was so happy to see that goal. I'm not gonna lie, this chapter was eye candy for me because we got to see a lot of new stuff. And by the way, sorry if I am late on the comments. I gotta read them all before we start the chapter. I bet my life that Ace-Lock has a Hugo lock screen wallpaper on his phone. Actually, I don't. My wallpaper is... hold on. I'll show it. It's this one. It's this one. Whenever it was shared, it's this one. Like when I think it's bigger than this one. It's something like this or something. Whenever it was shared, it's this one. My wallpaper, not my wallpaper. My what's it called? My phone screen. My wallpaper is generic Microsoft, some beach scene like on my computer. I don't know. So I bet okay. A half-blind male model has more goals than you Ryusuke Kai. Okay, we'll talk about Shido. Come on, guys. Cut him some slack. Damn, never noted that Yuki Predator Eyes foreshadowing. Thanks for educating. Yeah, listen, Blue Lock is crazy with the foreshadowing. Like, for example, Ren. You don't think about it, but like in the same game, before Shido's goal, if we go to chapter, come on. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's go here. If we go to chapter, so first let me show you where it was first foreshadowed about Ren, and this was the first time we've seen the Predator Eyes, and then he did it again. I think 17 or 18 maybe. So yeah, this after this one, maybe 20. 100, yeah, this one, yeah. So he gives it to Karas, so by the way was open and would have scored. Then obviously Sai would not allow that, which by the way at the time we did not understand it, but that's Metavision foreshadowing. But then look at Rin. So this, what he did here, and in the anime it's much more clearer, by the way, and then the manga. But like he in an instant deducted, like while Aiko was thinking, he in an instant deducted what he must do. And in the anime it was much clearer. Here it's not that clear. But the first time he showed it in chapter 99, it actually was completely obvious that it was stealth kill shot. I'll show you. So yeah, Hiyori gives him the ball, Otoya is on him, then Shido and Chigiri come. Now, as soon as Otoya and Shido block the goalkeeper's vision, Rin sees it with his Predator Eyes and shoots. Bam, score. So this was the first time we've ever seen the predator eyes. But chronologically speaking, we've seen it before. Now, obviously, happened. So in the Nagi spin-off novel, Blue Lock, Nagi. So the Nagi spin-off novel happens before the third selection, but we got it after. And we've seen Baro use the predator eyes far before everyone. He used it in the second selection. You could. I loved their dynamic, man. They were the best. Like Chigiri, Baro, and Zantetsu and Nagi, bro. Like this team was. I wish like the second selection focused on this team better than Isagi's team. I know, it's an Isagi story, but this team was super funny, man. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I'll look for it real quick. So there's a scene where like Karasu thinks he stopped Baro, and Baro literally has the predator eyes. Like he just doesn't have the design for it. That's all. No, it's not this one. So this one. Wait, he actually scores here. Oh yeah, it hits. No, it's not this one. There is one scene where like Karasu thinks he got it, and he did, by any means. But like the predator eyes don't care if you got it or not. And like Baro forces the shot. I think he forces it, or maybe he gives it to Nagi after he sees Isagi's shadow, something like that. Hold on. By the way, if we got this Kiora in the main manga, bro would be like Ren level. it would have been like the top 6 would be Kiora, Ren, Shido, Karasu, Otoya. Like Yuki would not, then Yuki. Nagi would not even be like. Look at bro. Anyway, so Zantetsu, okay. By the way, this novel, it was named Nagi, but it focused a lot on the dynamic between Baro and Nagi, and I love it because they kind of mirror each other. One is nothing but his willpower, and one has no willpower, and he's nothing but his own talent, which I like. And also the aura, bro, look at this. By the way, look at this shit. How don't you like Blue Lock, man? It's perfect, it's just perfect. Yeah, that's the one. It's the predator eye straight up. Look at this shit. Bro literally pulled the Nagi, and then like, look, Karasu and look at Kiora. Kiora was like about to piss himself. And you cannot tell me this is not the predator eyes. So in chronologically speaking, this should be the first time we see the predator eyes. And then he stops because Isagi. Which is funny, by the way. And like, but you can't tell me this is not the predator eyes. Bro's eyes changed. And I think even though if like Bro literally was like about to hunt them. I don't know. Like I think this is the first time. And then we saw it with Ren again. And by the way, this is different. This is like hunting the goalkeeper, while this is hunting the course. They're both different. Anyways, let me continue reading the comments, and then we'll continue. So when Isagi became more like Baro, do you think that Baro need a massive boost so Isagi can use that again? Because Baro is the Kaiser for Isagi, in my opinion. Listen, so right now, I want to team up between like Isagi and Baro, just them alone on the pitch. Them alone, no other striker. Because I want to see the whole being the light of the team that Isagi spoke of earlier. Where Baro became the light of the team when he rebelled to Snuffy. And Isagi said that he wants to do that with his team. I wonder if they could do it like a dynamic between the two. I would have liked to have seen Isagi, how Isagi would have handled Kaiser's Magnus pass to him, but Rin stopped it. I mean, I think he would have shot it, like simple as that. I miss King Baro nowadays. He always accepts that he isn't the king and instead tries to devour the king, by definition, accepting he isn't focal point of the match. Yeah, but like we've seen him as a king in what's it called? In the Uber's game, in the Uber's team, and also he's not king. He's a usurper. He distinguished what type of king he is, and I explained it before as the Game of Thrones Robert Baratheon. He did not know how to handle Cersei. He did not know how to handle the Lannisters, but what he was good at is usurping other kings. And even his brother, if you remember, his brother Stannis would have won Casterly Rock had it not been for like the reinforcements from the betrayal of the Tarly or whatever their name, the Tarly, I think. So It's different between a ruling king and a usurper. And I think Barrow noticed that he fits as a usurper. He fits as I'll destroy your castle type of king. Do you think Japan will or should win against France in the finals? I just want to see Hugo again, not gonna lie. To be honest, I think either way is great. I think there are three ways this could go. They would win or lose to France, or they would lose in the semifinals to either Bunny or Kaiser. And I think all of those are perfect. Because the way Hugo spoke, if they don't reach him, then he would be correct. Like he said that we will never meet again. And if they fail against Bunny or Kaiser, it kind of makes sense. That's what Hugo said. At the same time, if they fail against them, that also would set up a rivalry against Hugo and Loki in the future, or winning also works. I think right now, whatever the result is, I'm fine with it. And that's a great thing to have in a manga. I think Shido's main role currently is decoy, which is cool in my opinion. I think it's cool for the team, it's cool for us as fans, but it's not going to be cool for him. I love that Zantetsu is getting so much screen. Bro, this Zantetsu, I wish we got this in the PXG game. But like in the PXG game, he was reduced to stopping Ness multiple times. That's all. Kuso, Leiden, and Kamos were all better than England NPCs. I'm fine with Neon, but the rest are bums. I think so. I think Kuso kind of was bummed, but like at the end, he kind of pulled his weight a little bit. But like Leiden and Kamos are better than Kuso, by the way. You shouldn't compare them. If you remember, Kuso was like appalled at fucking Reo, while Leiden and Kamos could react to Bachira and Chigiri as if they're nothing. So like Kamos and Leiden are leagues ahead of Kuso. It's not even close. Kamos and Leiden, in my eyes, are better than Onazi. Because they are on Bachira, they are even better than Bachira and Chigiri. So like you don't count them out. Guys, in all your opinions, what episode got you hooked into Blue Lock? To me, it was when Chigiri scored and screamed, "Let's go." To me, it's the Barrow episode 18. Obviously, everyone knows this. I feel like Shido having his goal constantly denied is building up exactly. I'm going to speak on that. I'm not going to carry on because I'm going to speak on that. I have reread episode Nagi like 5 times because I love it so much. It is so much fun. I think episode Nagi, the writer felt as if he could like be creative, and it worked. It feels different. It shed light to other characters. I don't know. I loved it so much. Why isn't Kunigami playing? England football is introduced as very physical. We could use him. I don't know. Like I would have preferred him over what's it called? Over Kiora and over Reo. But you know. Bro, the speech Barrow did during that match went hard. Listen, Barrow when he is focused is such a great character, but I think the writer hates him. That's why he's not playing that much. Even though he's the only player to score in every game he plays in. Him and Kaiser. Not even Loki could say that. Although Loki played for just 3 games in the PXG game. People say they're there to their Zisti. I don't know what you're saying, bro. Dabura, I didn't understand. Okay, okay, we read that. Don't let this distract you from the fact that Nishioka Aomori's Missy was so good that the World 5 got jealous and broke his leg. Bro, he did not live up to the hype at all. Like, we've seen him now with Nagi and his nothing. Maybe Agi is going to get training arc or he's going to change. Even if he does, we're not going to see that. Like, the writer does not show us anything from another player. Like, until they are facing Isagi. I know this is, except Nagi with his spin-off novel. I know this is a daydream, but I would love for Kaiser and Isagi to meet again. Like, listen, there is a chance that Isagi would not, like, that Kaiser would not go to Real and play with Isagi instead. And in NEL, where Isagi and Kaiser playing together, that would be a fever dream. If Kaiser or Bunny beat Japan in the semifinals, Loki and Hugo will just beat them again. Not necessarily. I feel like against Bunny, we might see, even if they lose, even if Spain loses, we might see a different, like, the real beast Bunny. Imagine that. Imagine seeing Bunny, like, destroying both Hugo and Loki. Obviously, I don't think they could, like, Spain would win against France, but, like, just, like, 2 or 3 moments where he scores over them despite what they do, that would be fire. Sai will carry us to the finals. Yeah, Sai is great and all, but wait until we see Bunny. Onazi, Kuso, their the defender guy, Bello. I think Obo is better than Kuso. the defender guy you're talking about. I think he's better than Kuso. I think Kuso got a lot of hype for no reason. All he did was meet right Isagi. You're gonna work on bunny video sometime soon. I am going to make, like, after Agi versus Kunigami. If I don't do Yuki versus Shido, I might do Loki versus Bunny, because I have some upscaling to Bunny that makes him on Loki's league. Bro fired Onazi saying 2 French NPCs are leagues. Bro, it's just the truth. Like, Unazi, you have to remember, Unazi, like peak Unazi, could not deal with Aiku. Could not deal, like, not peak Onazi. Before Awakening, he was stomped over by Aryu. And then Leiden, in like the most nonchalant shit, destroys Chigiri. And then he works, like, people think that all Leiden did, hold on. People think that all Leiden did was that thing with Chigiri. But do I need to remind you what he did in chapter 2, I think 341? No, it's 340, part 2. I always get confused, by the way, in this chapter, because it's split into 2 parts. So, by the way, something funny. Look at the way he told him, oh, oh, what's that? And I don't know if it is used, like, in America or something, but like, oh, in, like, here in Algeria, and I assume in France too, it means you think you could get it, like it's a mocking sound. And Hugo being French, I'm believing his mocking Baro here. He's telling him, like, you think you're free, that you could shoot? Oh, like, we say it a lot. If I tell you, for example, I rule this country, and you tell me, oh, it means, like, come on, bro, get real. And I feel like this is what he told him. Get real, Baro. You're gonna shoot, and I'm here. Come on. So, here's Leiden, by the way. Guess who this is? This is Isagi. Like, Teddy is not the first guy to destroy Isagi like he's nothing. This is Isagi. Look at Leiden. Like, I think you don't understand. I know Isagi is not great one-on-one, but like, he was sneaking behind Leiden, and yet he was nothing to him. Shit. Bro is saying shit. Bro got Isagi sweating like this. So when I say Leiden is leagues ahead of Onazi, I know what I say. I know what I'm saying. And it took him facing Aryu to stop. And I don't know if he stopped because of Aryu, or if he wanted to pass the ball to what's it called, to Loki. And I don't think Aryu would beat Leiden, so definitely it just was the opportune time to pass the ball. And another thing, look at Hiyori. Hiyori is supposed to have a great meta vision, right? But look at Bro. Bro is just not understanding what's happening. Shido is doing a better job. Obviously, Karasu is the only one who understood what's going to happen, but like, look at Bro. And so when I say these guys are leagues ahead of Onazi, I mean what I say. Okay, let me read. Call me Akira, bro. Big potato shit. Let me read. Hold on. You guys wrote a lot. If guys are okay, we gotta work on bunny video, bro. Fire. Shido is physically strong too. Went 50-50 with Kunigami. He did not go 50-50 with Kunigami. He got his ass handed to him by Kunigami. And we'll talk about it here too in this chapter, by the way. So don't worry. In chapter 347, Hugo first says that they won't meet again, but after Isagi said he lost to him, until next time. I think that was like, Hugo does not. It's like, if you can reach us, then that's good for France, because we can evolve as a team and potentially get closer to winning the World Cups. That's why he said until we meet again. And that's the first time someone was not rage baited by Isagi. Usually Isagi leave people with like veins to pop, but Hugo was like, okay, let's meet. Big potato shit. Welcome, Yasin. Nagi and Kira versus Nishioka and Shido inside B finals. Nishioka and Shido, come on. You mean Nishioka and Nagi? You think Kira make it or Shindo? Shindo, you mean Shindo, bro. I read it Shido for, god damn it. Nagi and Kira versus Nishioka and Shido. Now, listen, I don't want neither Kira nor Shindo. I want, what's it called? The legend. I forgot his name. I want that guy with the weird face. Okay, sorry guys for not reading the comments, but like, we gotta get to the chapter. You wrote a lot. Okay, I'm going to read like the last few. Kamos and Leiden are closer to Agi. I think, listen, I think Leiden specifically is better than Agi. We need to see more, obviously, from Leiden, Right now, Agi has more feats, but I think he has the potential to be better than Agi. And the issue is we don't have feats for Layden. But the way Hugo trusts him, like this is Hugo. The way Hugo trusts him, I feel like he has to be broken. And we've only scratched the surface of what he can do, right? Obviously, Agi has more feats. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. Like I feel like he has much more potential than Agi right now. Maybe if we see him again and like people want it, I can do Layden versus Agi, like the battle of those weird eyes here. Bro, if they have another new gen, it will truly show they weren't taking Japan seriously. Bro, imagine if England has another Japan. Yeah. Oh, exactly. It is a. Where are you from, Aliavi? Where are you from? Because is a big mocking word here. Yeah, Shigo. Yeah, Shigo. That's his name. I prefer. I forgot about him. I prefer. Nah, Shigo is the goat, man. Do you think Otoya is going to get some kind of an upgrade to his skill set so he can keep up and compete with Yuki and Karasu? Yeah, right now he's being left behind. Yeah, I wish. I don't know how the writer is what the writer is planning for him, but I wish. And I feel like he could do something with like becoming completely stealthy or something like that. I wouldn't say he's not in the same tier. Well, here's the thing. I don't even think Yuki is in the same tier as Karasu. Karasu right now is the best in Blue Lock. So who's like Yuki still needs to beat Cheeto, still needs to beat Bachira. Obviously, he needs to level up to beat Baro, Isagi, Ren. Only there he could reach Karasu. So even the difference between Karasu and Yuki is still bigger than the difference between Yuki and Otoya. And Otoya still has the feat of beating of like tricking Prince. So that's he's not completely washed, but I can see him. The cream pie goat. Yeah, the cream pie goat is being ghosted at all. Shido did not do shit. Mizuki is too powerful for Blue Lock. I prefer. Okay, we read that. France has the Pep Guardiola as a coach for them. Yeah, but he does nothing. He literally does nothing. There is a YouTuber, I forgot his name. He did a video, an amazing video, which you guys should watch, on how Blue Lock has a coaching problem. Isagi had a small feminine physique. I swear he always lose physical duels. Even little Charles slamming into him made him unable to shoot or pass. That's the whole point of Blue Lock, is that Isagi with that stupid physique is able to evolve. And he even stole that from Kazer, where he puts his hand over the other player so he at least can engage people physically. Before Fox got revealed as a coach, I thought it was a second new gen or insane player with puppet style that dominates steady, not like a coach but control him. So maybe like kind of like Rin was, and I would love to see that. Otoya just an NPC, bro. Come on. Nanase and Kurona have better character writing. Yeah, character writing, sure. But feats, come on, no NPC would have the feat of tricking fucking Chris Prince. Bro, you know that image of Hugo drinking water and smirking at Loki? It's not a smirk. It's the cap from the... Wait, bro, the Jerry picture. Hold on. the Jerry meme, you know, the Jerry pointing meme. No way. That's not his mouth? Bro, by the way, you know the writer does not care about Baro, where his celebration is like before something massive happens. Like his celebration is in the middle of the chapter. When does that happen? Like bro does not care about Baro at all. Like, yeah, he scores, yeah, he's good, but I don't care about writing him right now. Obviously, he's saving him for something different, but for now, bro, literally, his goal usually was nothing. Actually, the goal kinda elevated Karasu more than it did to Baro, which shows how much Baro right now is just not on the on Kanshiro's radar, and maybe it will happen against Kazu or some shit later down the line. But I found this to be interesting. Anyways, oh shit, it's the cap. Yeah, I always thought it's the smirk. It's actually the cap. Look, it's this little thing right here. I always thought it's a smirk. But it's still the funniest panel ever. Look at bro. Bro's like, Loki just can't score a suitable goal. He literally folded under zero pressure and threw his friend under the bus. Like he was not having it at all. Like, bro, literally folded under zero pressure. Oh my god, this is funny though. This is the funniest panel like we got in ages. Bro, okay, so we read it. I like how Shido is linking up more with his other teammates. You know what? That's something I'm going to cover because this means something. Why didn't he link up before? Because they couldn't match him. But now a lot of them do. Hey Ace, except for Charles and Sai, who could link up with Shido for we've seen it. Not necessarily for a super goal, but we've seen Karasu do it casually. We've seen Hiyori do it. Isagi kind of did it. Isagi stole it, but he could do it. I mean, he could react to him. But in order for it to be a super goal, we need an insane passing ability, which I think someone like Karasu and Isagi don't have. So it has to be only Hiyori, maybe Ryo too. I think Ryo and Bachira. I shouldn't count Bachira out. You mean the YouTube? Yeah, Lankes. Yes, YouTuber Lankes. He made such a great video with like coaching problem, and you can tell like he has a lot of experience with real football, unlike me, for example. Nomura said Baro was his favorite character, so I only expect. Yeah, but that's Nomura. Nomura is just the guy who draws. Like he could draw you like a good Baro, but like in terms of story, it's not Nomura. It's Kanshiro. And Kanshiro's favorite character, even though he said it's Nagi, I think it's Isagi. Or at least it's Isagi and Nagi. The cap just hides his smirk. Even Hugo knows my goat bunny is more suitable than Loki. You know what? I wonder if Bunny was French, who would Hugo choose? Because I always thought Loki is the best, but like right now, in my eyes, Bunny could be like narratively, at least narratively implied to be even better than Loki. And it leads to Loki awakening to be better than him. So maybe Hugo would have chosen Bunny. You never know. About my life savings for Isagi Shido reaction. We need it. We actually need it. And I'll explain when I talk about Shido, I'll explain it. The whole French team, even the NPCs, did not break a sweat while Blue Lock was sweating buckets. I reread the whole match again, and it was so obvious that Henry was stressing more than them. That's true. Even the NPCs did not sweat. While with England, you can see like they're starting to sweat. So they are on their level. So Leiden is better than every NPC here. The only one who is better than Leiden in this game is Teddy and maybe Agi, right? And that by definition makes him better than a lot of Blue Lock players too, like Hiyori. Do you understand? So like Leiden and Kamos are leagues ahead of Onazi. Okay, so it's not sad that the team leveled up so much. They can now match. Yeah, it's not sad. It's actually a great thing. Meaning he's the only one who didn't develop. And I said that, and I've said that before. Shido did not develop at all in Blue Lock. He's the only player who did not benefit from Blue Lock. The only time we've seen him level up was in the U20 game, but he played outside of Blue Lock. He played with Sai. Do you understand? Yeah, but please stop. Okay. So for the comments, guys, I cannot keep on reading because we need to get with the chapter. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to talk about Agi, a lot to talk about Isagi, a lot to talk about Shido, and somehow a lot to talk about Hugo as well, because there is a massive upscale for Hugo in this game that we got randomly that you can't, like you can't even see if you're not looking for it. And I got it because of Kaiser, as always. And also it proves that Hugo should be leagues ahead of Kaiser. At least the Kaiser we knew in the NEL. Like if you didn't confirm it yet, what I'm going to say is a confirmation. Let's start. So we start obviously with Aiko, the midfielder. This is something actually we've seen before. This pass specifically from Aiko. This is something, if you remember when Raichi and Isagi teamed up on Snuffy. So like they stole the ball going to Lorenzo, but then Aiko took it back. And he did the same pass, which makes me believe Aiko has a very good passing and shooting ability. It's just unfortunate that he was playing as a defender. And why I'm explaining this, because it means in the future, we are going to see Aiko maybe as a striker. That's something I'm just feeling. I wouldn't say Layden and Kamos are better than Onazi. Bro, you wouldn't say is something. I showed you why they're better. Layden was treating Isagi as a little puppy. Onazi's whole existence was struggling with Isagi and Aiko. Bro was stomped over by Aryu. Do you understand? Like, Onazi is not on the level of Kamos and Layden. At least Layden, for sure. Anyways, so if we go to chapter 2, I think 225. Yeah, it's 225. Or no, it's actually 224. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, it's 224. So this is the same pass, if you remember. So Raichi is against Snuffy, which by the way is a great feat for Raichi. And I'm 100% sure this will work against Hugo. And oh shit, this kind of confirms Snuffy is freedom type. Don't you guys think? Yo, take care, Isagi Toshi. Take care, bro. See ya. What has to be a joke? I think Hugo still chooses Loki. Bunny's mindset might be an issue. That's true. That could be the case. Loki has zero doubts about being the world's best, but both have absurd physical abilities. How good are we predicting England's number 9 to be? I say England number 9 is going to be second only to what's it called, to Teddy. He has to be, because right now, as I said, the NPCs of England are starting to sweat. While sure, you could say that Yuki and Zantetsu and Hiyori are sweating, but like someone like Shido is not sweating yet. And I think even Isagi is not sweating yet if we see him. No, he's sweating. I don't know. Yeah, he's sweating. So we need someone who can actually match him, because these guys are already struggling. And if they just follow Fox, I don't know if that's a good thing. Anyways, so as I said, this confirms that Snuffy is freedom type, which is great for me, by the way. Anyways, so we see it, he stops him, then Aiko comes in. He gives this pass, which is kind of like Hugo's pass. It's slow, but between the defenders, and you can't stop it. Like, you could see, this is Ness and this is Yuki, and they could not stop it. And he gave the same pass here too. So, is Karasu sweating? Actually, I want to see, yeah, is Karasu sweating or not? That's the mole. I think that's a sweat drop. Yeah, I think that's a sweat drop. Yeah, but yeah, he's sweating. Yeah, so he's sweating. So the only one who's not sweating is Shido, because he's not done anything yet. Yeah, but we see him here, he's sweating. So it was just in the first panel because he didn't do anything yet. So the only one who's not sweating is Teddy. Yeah, that is the only one who's not sweating. Yeah, so anyways, we need the number 9 to be at least, how do I say it? Not necessarily better than these guys, but at least special enough, because these guys are just following. And you could see, I feel like they're NPCs. They're real NPCs. They don't have flavor like Layden or Kamos, or even like in like the Nigerian game we had like Obo and Kuso. They were kind of NPCs, but they had flavor. But these, I don't know, because of Fox, they don't. And it's not obviously entirely Fox's fault, but I feel like we need someone with a flavor. Even Agi is sweating, by the way, starting to sweat. So it's only the motherfucker of the team, yeah. Which is interesting, by the way, that even Karasu is sweating. Yeah, we see Aiko also is sweating. Anyway, so as I said, Aiko, this could be a setup to Aiko playing in a different position, which I would love to see. Sai is probably a better overall player than Bunny, but Bunny is a better overall striker, to be honest. I doubt it. I think overall Bunny is better. Hugo is kind of to children, while Bunny spent his youth terrorizing poor Sai and a child all alone. Bro, stop with the Bunny hate. Shido not sweating because he is him. No. He was not sweating because he did not touch the ball before this. Now that he did and he actually played, we see him sweating. Anyways, let's carry on. So the commentator says, Oliver Aiko is making a swift and decisive forward pass. Again, a foreshadowing to Aiko playing as either a midfielder or even a striker, because this means that he has the foot to shoot and pass, which I would love to see. He gives it straight up, like from a little bit below the center, directly to Shido, who is faced with 3 guys. Now, immediately with Shido, what is he doing? He's saying, all right, goal. When did you ever see Shido or Ren say this? Never, I'll tell you, never. Shido and Ren never focus on goals because typically before, they are very capable of scoring immediately. But the France game and now this game are the first time Shido is struggling to score. And so it's the trigger. It's like Isagi before the Ubers game. He's saying to himself, I need to score. Like I need to fucking score. If you remember, like I need to beat Kaiser with goals. I need to score. I need to score. And this is massive because this means that the Blue Lockers who are scoring reached Shido's level. And Shido has not yet improved ever since the Big Bang Drive with Sai. Although I gotta say that even that would not count as a straight improvement because it happened once and never again. Do you understand? This Shido's level is literally the Shido that faced Kunigami back in the second selection. This is the Shido that we got first to see. And so that Shido is struggling, which this alone, this panel right here proves it to me because we've never seen, like, if you remember back in the first election, we've never seen Baro focus on scoring because he can score easily. Then in the second selection, Baro became focused on scoring. Why? Because we reached that level. Once we reached that level, Baro started struggling to score and he started to focus on scoring. Hold on, let me go show you. So yeah, I think it's when Isagi talks to Baro. I think it's in this. Yeah. So he tells him, "Hey, watch your mouth, loser. I have all this ability. So why can't I win?" That's obviously the thing that pisses me off the most. It's like, why cannot score? Why cannot score? Once someone starts have this questioning, I need a goal. Why can't I score? You know the level of play is either on their level or a little bit above them. You understand? So it's the same here. Like this Baro could not hack it and needed to evolve. The same here. This Shido could not hack it and he's focused on scoring, yet he's not producing that result. And we will get more of it. So anyways, right here, Neon. By the way, this guy always says Neon. End of the line, Shido Ryusei. Yeah, so another line of Shido Ryusei. Just you try it, Eagle's freaks. Then he gives it to Hiyori. Zantetsu and Yuki goes on the move. So all of this is ego. All of this is like what ego wants them to do. By the way, guys, I'll read the comments. Not right now. Like until at least we finish the chapter, I can't really focus on the comments. I think NEL Shido has to be above U20 Shido. No. He is not. For two reasons. The first is the play itself. He did not show any play above the Big Bang Drive. If you think about it, even Charles's goal, the way, hold on, I'll show you. I know I said I would not get distracted, but I love these kind of debates and shit. So we go to 252. Hold on, 252. Then we go to 131. No, 130, okay. So 232. Obviously, Rin shoots, Hiyori stops the ball, everyone is trying to read the field, Karasu steals it. Which, by the way, was foreshadowing for Metavision because even the Metavision players did not see him. And then another foreshadowing for Karasu's Metavision is that Isagi was not able to see what Karasu was able to see. Who happened to be just in a better, focused on something different than Isagi. Isagi was focused on Ren, while Karasu was focused on a better option than Ren, which was Charles. Now, if you see this, so Charles gives a pass. Guess who reacts to it? Shido. Now you might think this is better than the U20 game Shido, but it's not. And it's not even close, I'll tell you. So, whatever he's thinking, then look at this. As soon as Sai got the ball, look at the order of the panels. Sai gets the ball. Shido already reacts. Charles gets the ball. We don't see it obviously here. Charles gets the ball. Once Charles passes, Shido already is on the move. Which means as soon as Charles got the ball, Shido reacted. It's literally the same. Sai gets the ball, Shido reacted. Everyone, if you notice, no one reacted yet until Sai passed. Notice this. Notice the order. Sai traps the ball, Shido reacts. Then Sai passes, everyone reacts. Not even Gaga. Look at Shido. Look at Shido. This play literally was on the same level as this one. His best goal, which is, I think it's this one. is on the level of the NEL goal. So NEL Shido is not better than this Shido. And the second confirmation for this is Rin's statement that we learned nothing from fucking Loki. Yo, Lucky, welcome, bro. You're not that late. I'm breaking down the chapter, and you're not late. What I was talking about, I'll say this because it's important. Shido is focused on the goal a lot, means that the level of the game, the England game, is either on his level or a little bit above him. This happened with Isagi entering the Ubers game. He was focused on scoring because he failed against Manshine. And it happened with Baro in the second selection. He was focused on scoring because he was failing against Isagi and Kunigami and Ryo. Everything well. I think none had Agi getting subbed out like 10 minutes into the game. It's actually insanity that he got subbed out 10 minutes into the game, bro. It will always sting. So, do you understand what I'm saying about Shido? Shido here is literally Shido at the end of the NEL. And the upscale happens with the other players. Then Kunigami, all of a sudden, because of like his beef with him, is able to focus enough to reach this level and be able to stop Shido, be on that level. I wouldn't say he was better than Shido. I still think Shido was better than Kunigami here. But at least Kunigami leveled up to be on his level. What is it? So also, Loki here is focused. So Shido scores an amazing goal. Loki is focused on Charles. He doesn't give a shit about Shido. He doesn't give a shit about Rin. And you can see it that Rin, the old Rin, was failing and needed the Berserker state, which Loki had nothing to do with it. So in a sense, Loki was literally the worst coach. Like, it's not even comparable. Loki literally should not have been called. I think if Ego called fucking Bunny, it would have been better. Yo, welcome, unknown stranger. Yeah, you're not late. I'm just getting into it. I'm just getting to the good stuff with Shido because this chapter revealed a lot. And as I said, him focusing on the goal like this means that he's in the condition of entering flow. He is in like the level of the gameplay is either on his level or a little bit better than him. Like he's struggling to score. That's why he's only focused on scoring. While someone like Isagi is able to think of other things because he is better. Read me, please. Shido reminds me of myself. High school was so easy. I never studied, then had issues in university. Suddenly I had to work to succeed, but didn't know how. That's actually more like Nagi than Shido, I would say, because if you do something and it's too easy for you, once you start to face hardship in your life, you actually don't know how to deal with it. And this is, by the way, the whole thing, high school and university, is actually so common. It's insane. A lot of people do well in high school because, let's be real, high school is easy. If you're focused on your studies, high school is easy. But university, depending on what you're studying, could break you. So the level, the increase in hardship, sometimes take people who did not need to try before, take them by surprise. Loki just focused on raising his passer gremlin after all. Yeah, that's true. And that's why I said that Shido did not improve up until this point, and why this makes me believe that Shido is going to be the MVP of this game. Shido is going to score at least 2 goals at the end, and he will be the one to give the win to Japan over England. Either that, or Shido fails, him and Isagi fail, and they do something crazy together, or Shido alone against Brazil or against another team. But I feel like Shido needs to improve now. This has to be Shido's game because we're reaching a point where his playing style is not enough. And I'll tell you again why and how. So, as he says, just try it, you freak. Your ego is freak. Then he gives it to Hiyori, time to disperse strikers. As I said, this is all Ego's plan. And Henri explaining it here is kind of confirmation. This is our new formation. The basic plan is to give Shido the, I hate when they do this in manga, the ball near the goal box so he can score however he likes. But thanks to Hiyori's support, we can create other options since our 2 winners and Shido are attacking from 3 points. Plus, and I think she fails to explain that the way all of these 3 attack is swiftly striking. They're not like Ren. Ren, for example, likes to build his attack to the point where he can shoot or score. Isagi as well. But Shido and Yuki and Zantetsu are swift like that. They could just do it like that. Do you understand? So this is, I don't know why they did not explain it, but this is why this formation is completely different from Isagi, Ren, and Bachira. I just pointed this out. Anyways, plus with Karasu acting as the anchor, he can keep a bird's eye view of things and control the attack. And this is massive, by the way. I'll explain it. This is Blue Lock's new formation, Cerberus style. So this Cerberus, by the way, reminds me of the Cerberus Jinwoo fought in Solo Leveling. Anyways, so you watch Karasu as a crow holding a big fucking Cerberus, which is funny to look at, but it means something. If you remember when Isagi unlocked Metavision, he said that I have a bird's eye view. And in that game, in the Manshine City game, give me a second. Come on, what the hell? So Kaiser scores in 181 and Isagi, I think Isagi started doing in, okay, no. Wait, what am I? Oh, not 2, 183. What the hell? It was like, what the fuck is Raichi doing on the pitch? So this is. So it's this one. So Kaiser scores. Isagi obviously analyzes Metavision, which, by the way, Agi was watching Kaiser for years, was not able to deduct Metavision. Yet Isagi, after seeing it once, or maybe twice, he was able to. This shows how smart this motherfucker Isagi is. I know we don't give him credit, like we say his adaptability, but like as this panel shows, his big brain is big, is massive. As he said it about Hugo. Why is it huge? Anyway, so he speaks about Metavision, then he says this. I could have like a bird's eye view. Yeah, this is the one. So the bird's eye view is Metavision. Why is Karasu the one to be said to have bird's eye view, even though Hiyori has it, even though Ryo has it, Karasu has it, not Karasu, Isagi has it? Well, this means something else, because this Metavision that enabled Isagi to see the field right here was actually enough to completely destroy Manshine, as you will see. Hold on. Bro, I don't know why is it so lagging. Okay, so also, this kind of makes me feel like he is a genius more than a talented learner, that he has instincts like this. But I don't know, I feel like he's more like a talented learner. Anyways, so this new Metavision that he unlocked was able to destroy Manshine, meaning it allowed him to see the field enough to be above everyone in the game. Above everyone except Kaiser, of course. Do you understand it? The reason it is said about only Karasu here, it means that Karasu's vision right now is the best in Blue Lock. But why? That's all because of the mentality. Karasu right now is completely detached, more than Isagi would be. And so, they trust his judgment more than Isagi's. Not because his vision is better, but because his mind and the way he thinks of the field, right now Karasu is much better than Isagi. So even though they could see the same shit, Karasu's judgment is trusted more by Henri and Ego than Isagi. For a good reason, because of the France game. Do you think we will ever get a player who also has a better and similar level of skill with adaptability? We kind of have, which is Baro. But as a talented learner, it would be the ultimate fun. I would like pay actual money to see a talented learner like Isagi against Isagi. And I would love to see that either with Spain or another good player with Germany, like playing next to Ness and Kaiser. That would be the ultimate joy for me. Like adaptability Isagi against an adaptability guy. And he doesn't need to be in New Gen 11, by the way. He could be just another Leiden with an adaptability so massive that he could rival Isagi in that. Shido and Yuki keeping up with Zantetsu's speed, they're not. He's just not running. He's just not running. They're not keeping up. It's if you notice what Henri said, that the attack focuses on Shido being as the spear, as the head of the spear, and then the other 2 points behind. Do you understand it? So he's just not running. It's not that they're keeping up with him or anything. He just doesn't want to be the first guy. That's all. Anyways, do you understand the point with Karasu? So Karasu got Shido on a leash. Yeah, that's precisely what it is. He got Shido, Yuki, and Zantetsu on a leash. Which obviously in this play, it was not that much because England is like, If you remember against France, Carasso always has to struggle to come up with a plan. But like against England, he gets the ball, immediately sends it because Shiro immediately is free. So if you remember against France, Carasso needs to look at Hugo, look at Loki from there, look at that before building the attack. But here, it's actually simple. Obviously, I think he made a mistake here by not accounting for Agi, or there is a possibility that Carasso understands Isagi. And he understands that this play right here would lead to Agi and maybe Isagi intervening. And it would be the best option for them at that point. If this is correctly, he would be wrong in just not assessing Teddy, which I will talk about why. With all his systems and needing players to obey and their roles, I feel Snuffy has to be restrictive. Yeah, so applying restriction is different than being restriction. Okay, hold on, give me that. Maybe Ronaldo Luna has adaptability like Isagi and copy like Rio into one. I think he has a different vision, which is kind of, I wouldn't say adaptability, but kind of reaction vision, where I am speculating that Sai also has it, where he can instantly know what to do depending on the situation. Like he can instantly switch the attack because one player took the wrong foot. Do you understand it? And I feel like that could be a new vision, and maybe Sai will introduce it. And I'll show you from where I got that in a second, but let me answer that. Hold on. Isagi with an octopus aura would go hard. They can change their size. Oh yeah, to enter where they, yeah, it's the like masters of adaptability. That's true. But you know who are the true masters of adaptability? It's us humans. There is like no, I would say, animal that adapts like us. Think about it, like not 20 years ago, we did not even know what technology is. But now my kid is like 2 years and like we have to like conceal technology from him. And he knows how to use it even though he never gets it freely. Do you understand? Like he knows how to use the phone just from looking at me or his mother or how we use it. So like we at adaptability, we're the best, like as a species. Anyways, what's your opinion on my problem? What's your problem, Bo? At this point, I'm just annoyed that Cheeto never is allowed to show if he can prevail in his duel, but have people intercept the pass. Oh, that's actually not a problem. I'll show you why. I'll talk about it in a second. And I think Agi is a bad example. I think against Loki it would have worked better, but Agi is a bit of a problem. Maybe Leonardo. Okay, we said that. Did you see that with Hugo? Didn't we see what? If you can iterate more retro, I can understand what you're talking about. With all his systems and needing. Okay, so for Snuffy, as I said, just him applying restriction does not mean the player is restrictive. This is the same fallacy I fell into with Hugo. But if we look in chapter 224, we just were in it. The whole play of stopping Snuffy is Raichi limiting like 2% of Snuffy's freedom. And we will see it here. Snuffy is struggling because Raichi is not trying to beat him, but trying to limit his options. And by the way, it's taken 100% of Raichi to do not 2%, but like 20% of Snuffy. Then, by limiting his options, Snuffy is less dangerous than usual. This is 100% freedom. If you limit someone's options and he gets worse, that's freedom. If you do this shit to Baro would pierce through you. If you do this shit to Rin will destroy you. If you do this shit to Kaiser will pierce right through you. This works only on Bachira, Shido, Isagi, like freedom type players. So this is my confirmation. Okay, not if the coach doesn't. Okay, wait, Ace, what's your opinion? Okay, we said that Deadass have nothing to have about, so I'ma just listen. Okay, stranger. You could leave the whole live in the background while you do different things. I usually do that with lives. So Isagi with his with purse aura is unmatched according to women's shop seller. No, I think the puzzles is perfect. I think the puzzles is perfect for Isagi. And then not of the coach. So the coach can take the sub back. Yeah, but the problem is I don't think Fox will. Fox is too devious to take it back. As long as the player hasn't left the field and either entered. Yeah, but like I don't think Fox will take it back. Anyways, so carry on. As I said, Karasu gives it to Hiyori, but Hiyori does something, by the way, that is better than the France game. He did not freeze. Remember Hiyori against France? He froze twice. And it shows that Hiyori maybe is starting to adapt to this new high level. And when I'm talking about freezing twice, I'll show you. So in chapter 335, so Karasu stops Loki. Then, okay, it's actually the next chapter. So he decides to give it to Hiyori. Okay. Then Hiyori is following what Ego says. So he does his metavision, he scans the field, he sees that Karasu is the only one positioning himself perfectly, and he expects Karasu to shoot. But no, Karasu does not shoot, and he gives it back. The guy that literally does not understand what to do. Like, he had to wait for Karasu to tell him what to do. Then, we all know what happened against Loki where he froze. But this time, look at this. As soon as Karasu gave it, he immediately lobbed it to Shido. And this proves to me that they've trained together, or Hiyori is starting to adapt to the higher level that Karasu has entered. Which is great in my eyes, I'm not gonna lie. And this is kind of weird too. We've never seen someone who can read the field depending on a pass that he gives, depending on a pass that a different player would give after you give the ball to him. Do you understand me? Like, we've never seen this multi-pass level of reading the field. This is new. I don't know if it is a feat or just something that we just never noticed. But like, Karasu read the field beyond what will Hiyori do. And would this work with being second best? Like, does it entail it? We don't know. But it is something I noticed. Anyways, so Shido is doing his typical shenanigans. It works on any player, mostly, like he did it here. But then the issue with these type of plays, if you remember with Isagi, why did Isagi develop the double gun volley? Was specifically for players who do the Agi thing, where after you beat a player off the ball, someone comes in. And it happens. Now, Agi, I believe, is the worst matchup for Shido here. He's even worse than Kunigami. So he says, hell yeah, that's just lovely. This is literally the Shido that we know. But then he gets stopped. So you're the ace Shido. You say your free reign ends here. And he says, I'm freedom. Now, why is Agi the worst situation for Shido? I hear you, Devourer, where you said that you want Shido to have a duel. But Agi is a guy that Shido can never win a duel against. At least current Shido. We don't know in the future. But current Shido, the reason is, Agi might be a little bit weaker than Kunigami. But I think he's strong enough, at least his physique gives off that strength, that he could battle Kunigami on the ground. And if he can battle Kunigami and Aryu on the ground, I don't think Shido can do anything on the ground. And Agi is even better than Kunigami in the air. So, so what the fuck is Shido is supposed to do here? I think this is the end of the line for Shido. And this is why current Shido cannot hack it. We need another Shido. We need an awakened Shido, and we need it in this game. As I said, we could see it in the future. I would hate it. I want it here, and I want him to score 2 goals at least, just to evolve beyond this, because this is embarrassing. Even Isagi would deal with this situation better than Shido right now. And Isagi typically is bad in duels, but Isagi had to evolve it while Shido didn't. Do you understand me? And it being Agi specifically, this was not 50-50 like Loki. You have to understand, this is not 50-50. This is 0 to 100. 100 to Agi, 0 to Shido. Loki, all he has is his speed. Physically speaking, Loki is not as strong. Shido could battle him. And Loki, sure, he can jump, but I don't think he is better than Shido in the air. Shido's agility is something else. And this is why I feel like he said it's 50-50. But against Agi, Agi would destroy him in the air. And on the ground, as I said, Agi might be worse only to Kunigami and Baro. So Shido is not doing anything there yet, there either. And Isagi will explain it later. Agi right here is anxious. Agi right here is anxious because he is the one who lost the ball because he went against his coach. Which means Agi right here is motivated. The aggressiveness of Shido would not help him against this Agi. Maybe against a calm Agi, Shido's aggressiveness would allow him to beat him physically, but not this Agi. So, as I said, end of the line. Not end of the line for just Shido, but his entire playing style is no longer working. He needs to awaken. And I'm wondering when he awakens how it would play out with Karasu. Because it would create a better number one for Karasu, making Karasu a better number two. So I'm waiting for it. Anyways, Isagi sees this, obviously understands all of this before it even happens, and he cuts the pass. Then he says, not good enough, Shido. Look at this bullshit. Not bullshit, look at this greatness. I'm not gonna lie, I love it, because it means Shido has to evolve. He tells him, not good enough, Shido. I'm the free one. You actually positioned yourself in a good place, but it was not enough to beat Agi. By the way, look at his face here. What is this face, man? Anyways, so he tells him not good enough. And here's something about Isagi. Isagi does not steal the ball if you can score. Isagi only takes the ball away from you if you are failing to score. This has been Isagi ever since he unlocked Metavision. If you remember against Ubers, when it's 219. When Kunigami was reaching a wall, look at what Isagi says. Kunigami is planning to slice through and shoot all on his own. That's impossible, even with his abilities. There are still 3 defenders ahead of him. We might have a chance if I helped. We might have a chance if I helped him out. But he'll never pass to me. So what Isagi wants to do here is a 1-2. An easy 1-2 would help Kunigami in a lot, but Kunigami would not do it. He's clearly out of options. So when he is out of options, Isagi intervenes and takes the ball here. Why? Because if he didn't, Nico would have taken it. And it's not just Isagi, even Raichi noticed that Kunigami is reaching a wall. Now, that's the nature of Isagi. In fact, I have a better example. Hold on. I know we're not talking about the chapter, but I want to give this example. It's with Kaiser after he awakens, maybe. So Kiora is noticing Kaiser and Isagi. I think it happens around here. So yeah, not around. I think it's either before this or right after it. No. It's right before it, I think. So Karasu tries to take. By the way, look at this. This is something I've spoken of before, but I love it. So Karasu tries to take the ball from Isagi. Isagi before would have lost it, but Isagi, after training and learning from Kaiser how to engage, even as he is falling, he was able to pass the ball at least. And you can see he's fighting with his hand even as he is falling, because he can't deal with Karasu physically, but at least he didn't lose the ball. And I love this. And I love this so much. Anyways, so Kaiser takes it, but then he does not know what to do. Hold on. Yeah, this one. No, it's not this one. God damn it. I don't remember when it is. I think it happens before. I forgot. Hold on. So this is his this is his past. So I think it happens here. Yeah. So Loki, and then no. This is where he misses, bro. When does it happen? Where Rin comes in to stop Kaiser, and Isagi does not intervene until Kaiser is about to lose the ball. Because it's not in Isagi to take the ball away from his friends. Or not friends, his teammates. Yeah, okay, Ray Dark. Bro, I don't remember when it happens. Do you guys remember what chapter I'm talking about? Look at this book. No, because, how do I say this? I was going to say, look at this shit, as in like, look at the shit talking Isagi is doing. But like, then bullshit came out. Do you understand? Can you show the reaction eyes thing you were talking about before? What react? Oh, yeah, I'll show it. But after the chapter. We'll do it after the chapter. I'll show it though, don't worry. God damn it. Oh yeah, I think this is it. So, notice, Rin is coming, but Isagi still did not intervene. Until Isagi shit, he said, no, there is literally... So he tells him, don't stop, dumbass. And then, oh shit, Rin is coming. I need to intervene. So, he didn't intervene first, even though he could, but no, he waited to see what Kaiser would do. If Kaiser passed to Nas or something, Isagi would not intervene. But because Rin was literally about to take it, obviously he had to intervene. And I liked this. It means that Shido literally had no chance. Now, we're talking about how Isagi does not steal. He's not like Baru. Baru takes it, he doesn't give a shit about you. But like Isagi, until he truly knew Shido is not scoring, only then he took the ball. And I love this because it shows that he reached a dead pass, like a dead end. Shido reached a dead end with this playing style. He needs an awakening, and it's due. So, not good enough. Shido armed the free one, then yada yada, just as I planned. And so, we'll return to this panel because I want to see where Teddy comes from. England's response to our new formation is creating narrow gaps in their defense. And after Augie tried to force an attack and lost the ball, I predicted that he'd get anxious. Exactly what I said. This is an agitated Augie. Aggressiveness from Shido would not help him. So this Augie literally would have stopped with Shido, but he was literally surprised by Isagi stealing it, and so I predicted and stole the ball from his blind spot when he tried to stop Shido. So Isagi was shadowing Augie. If Augie did not go to Shido to stop him, Isagi would not have done anything. But because he was going to stop Shido, he took the ball. Since I'm not part of the Karasu system, this is not a shot. This is a shot only I could make. But then Teddy comes in. He says, "I know you're the type to try that, Yoichi." Now I've seen on Twitter that people said this is all Teddy thinks Isagi is, but that's not the case. They're saying that Teddy is underestimating Isagi here, but that's not the case. He said you're the type to take the ball if your teammate is failing. It does not mean that this is everything you could do. He never said that this is everything to you, Isagi. No, he said just, I know you could do this, so I was shadowing you. So Isagi was shadowing Augie, and Teddy was shadowing Isagi. Now, in this formation, we can try to think, where is actually everyone? So these two dots, obviously the black one is Shido and the white one is Augie. Now this has to be Isagi. This is the only way. So this has to be Hiyori. Because Hiyori lobs the ball, if you remember, Hiyori lobs the ball straight up to Shido. So this guy here is Hiyori, and this is the England defender who was on Hiyori. And this is Isagi. Okay, so where could Teddy have been? Either this or this. And I'm willing to bet it's this dot here. Because he came in from a position where Isagi did not think it was possible to cut him in. You have to remember, even though he is right now not the best at reading the field, his meta vision is still insane. And no, actually that's Yukimiya and the child. It isn't he? No. Yuki is this one. And this is Zantetsu, and I'll explain it when we get to the goal. But this is Augie and Shido. Isagi comes in and steals the ball, and then Teddy comes in from here and takes it from him. Teddy sprinted almost the same distance as Zantetsu, as we will see, which for me at least means I think Teddy either has the acceleration of Zantetsu or speed better than Zantetsu, one of each. Meaning either he is like Chigiri or Zantetsu, or maybe. Just maybe faster than both. Because we've seen Leiden being faster than Chigiri, so that's not really completely out of the picture, but he cut a lot of distance to get to Isagi. And he was, if you can see, he was here because he wanted to cover both Yuki and Zantetsu. Because the whole team of Karasu was these three. So he was in a position, because Augie was there, he was in a position that he could react to both Yuki and Zantetsu. But seeing Isagi, he went there. Which ended up obviously costing England because no one was able to cover Zantetsu. Anyways, do you understand where he came from? Because this means, at least for me, Teddy is one of the fastest players at all. You're not listening, that's not Teddy you're looking at. How do you even... No, bro, what the hell? I'm just speculating. This is literally the best I could do. We don't know which is which. This could be Teddy. But I'm thinking this is Teddy because he was also on duty of covering Yuki and Zantetsu. But obviously with Isagi stealing the ball, there is no way he could let him. At least, you know who do we know? We know this is Shido. We know this is Augie. We know this is the guy with the shark eyes. We know this is Goodman. And we know this is the goalkeeper. We know this is Isagi for sure. So this could be Karasu, this could be Hiyori. And then Isagi cut the pass. Then Teddy came from him. Teddy could be this guy, but I'm willing to bet it is this guy so he could cover Zantetsu and Yuki as well, because they were shown here to be working in tandem with Shido. That's my theory, by the way. I'm not saying how do we know? Yo, Ace. Yo, what's up, Illusion? Welcome, bro. You missed a lot. I spoke about Cheeto's Awaken. I spoke about how he can't beat Agi in this situation. I was just explaining where Teddy came from. Like, we spoke a lot about this chapter. If by Isagi reading the game, he's seen all of this whole Shido and Agi were in their matchup. I don't understand. I don't understand this. What do you mean? So, but then again, yeah, I don't understand MVP. Can you explain it better? Anyways, so the ball, so he hits it. The ball actually falls behind this guy, who I'll show you who he was, and it falls actually within the area of 18. Meaning, no, here, hold on. Meaning, if we go back, this is the guy who was Zantetsu on, and the ball fell here. So the goalkeeper comes out, and Zantetsu runs all this distance. Do you understand it? Then this guy who was on Yuki, I'll show you who he is. So remember, this is the guy who was on Zantetsu, and this is the guy who was on Yuki. And I call them like that. The guy on Zantetsu, the guy on Yuki. I know this guy is Goodman. I know his name is Goodman, but like, I'll show you. So this is the guy on Zantetsu. This is the starving guy. So he was on Zantetsu, but he could not react to his speed. Then the goalkeeper comes out. You know what? I need to do it next to each other. Hold on. I don't want to keep on going up and down. Give me a second. So if we go back here. Okay, I think this is good. So if we go back here. Oh damn! It zooms both sides. This is ass. So, anyways. So Teddy blocks Isagi. Sorry if it is zoomed a little bit too much, but we literally have to do this. So Teddy stops Isagi. Then the ball falls in the area of 18, and Zantetsu sprints. This is the guy on him, and this is Zantetsu. So he is on him. Then he sprints to here, like all this distance. It's the same. It's almost the same as Teddy stopping Isagi, which for me means that Teddy needs to be at least on Zantetsu's speed or have his acceleration, one of the two, or maybe even better. We don't know. But he was immediately here, and this guy could not react. Not even this guy was able to react, as you will see. Because if we go, look, so this is the guy who was on him, he could not react. The goalkeeper comes out. So, look, this is the guy who was on Yuki. Do you understand? This is the guy who was on Yuki. And he could not react to Zantetsu as well. He just turned. And the ball came to Yuki here. Of course, we all know what happens after it. So Yuki unlocks the Predator Eyes and ends the attack. So as for the Predator Eyes of Yuki, we explained where they came from. They completely make sense, and he is restriction. But the shot, man, the shot is amazing. I love it because if this was Isagi, for example, he would not be able to score. Anyone with a direct shot, like not a direct shot, with a straight shot, would not be able to score due to the amount of players here. This guy was too close, and the goalkeeper is recovering. This guy is covering the far side. So someone like Isagi with the straight shot, he would not be able to score. I feel like someone like Kaiser maybe, because Kaiser with the Predator Eyes could pierce it between the players. But someone with a straight shot someone like Kunigami too, I don't think they could score. But someone like Baro, someone like Ren, someone like Yuki who have like curving shots can actually score. And notice this, Yuki sent it in a completely weird way that no one could react to. It goes away from this defender, then it pulls away from this defender, so they both can't react to it. And I feel like that's what his Predator Eyes showed. This kind of makes them the goalkeeper hunting ability. Obviously he hunted defenders, but it is the same principle. He looked at what they are, sent the ball in a way that they could not intercept it. He does not have like a fast shot like Kaiser or Kunigami that maybe they could squeeze it by. But like, I don't think Kunigami could, because Kunigami, they would see they would block his trajectory very easily. Unlike someone like Yuki who has this. And of course, with the Predator Eyes, he hunted them and sent it in a way no one could react to. Look at Bro. Bro is jumping and was not able to get it. He jumped, like, it's not like they were late to react. Obviously, the goalkeeper was late to react, as you can see, but this guy jumped and he was not able to stop it, which I liked. And then, of course, he pierces through. I like this goal. It's everything I wanted. It's different. It came from different players. It came after huge revelation with Isagi and Teddy and another huge revelation of Shido. It's perfect. I think this is one of those goals that it feels so good to have. Like it's great. Okay, so before we actually then there we have the reaction and the final two panels. Before we read the final two panels, I want to actually read some of your comments, guys. So I won't go back that much, but you know. Okay, I'll watch the VOD later. Okay, Illusion, take care, bro. It would be interesting if, due to frustration of being useless on the pitch, Shido considers betraying himself and tries to foul someone to get a goal, almost throwing his ego away. I doubt that would be the case. I think Shido's awakening is going to be something we cannot even fathom. I think we cannot even predict because of how wild Shido is, and I like that from Kanshiro, by the way. So I like how Baro betrayed himself and passed to Isagi during the three-man team with Nagi. He didn't pass to Isagi. Wait, the three team with Nagi. Oh, you're talking against Rin, the four team then. He passed to us, yeah, but that's just to beat Tokimitsu. Yeah, I remember that. Didn't Isagi try to steal Kaiser's Magnus shot? Oh shit, that's true. I think that's true. Yeah. But Isagi usually does not do that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he tried to steal the Magnus shot. I don't know. So maybe this is devious from Isagi. But right here it's not. But like maybe Isagi has it in him to steal shots. I don't know. But at least here I think he knew that Agi would stop Shido and thus he had to steal it. But you're right, Galnam. Isagi actually is like Baro. Teddy accepted the dreams, joy, and pudding Fox offered him. He isn't victim. By the way, that's true. He's no longer a broken character. Did we discuss how Isagi's shot was stopped by Teddy? We just discussed it when you joined. We just discussed it. Just curious, but do you normally read in the long stripped format, or is it for the live so you don't have to wait for the pages to load? Yeah, I usually read like this. I like to go up and down like easily. I like this. I like to read like this. And I hate reading on my phone. I don't know. I don't like the small screen. I have like I think this is 17-inch laptop, so it's better than whatever my phone is. If you zoom in on the website, every tab, yeah, that sucks, by the way. I don't know why it does that. I'm zooming in this page. Why do you zoom in everything? Zantetsu being behind the keeper and the defenders here is diabolical. Yeah, bro, by the way, this is funny, but I love when Blue Lock does this. He could not stop himself. Bro literally was stopping himself as Yuki was shooting. That's how fast he was going. Like, he could not stop once he accelerated. Hit it where no one can react to or reach it. Yeah, that's the power of the Predator eyes. Before, if you remember with the gyro shots with Yuki, his biggest problem was people reacting. Like, the gyro shot is not the Kaiser impact. It's a shot, it's a very slow shot. Like, it goes almost in slow motion. And so I like that with the Predator eyes, he can at least put it in a place where no one could react to. If we go to, I think it's 104, when we get introduced to Yuki, or 105 maybe? Yeah, I think it's 105, yeah. So, hold on, Rin, whatever they do, then they give it, they give it here. Gagamaru gives it to Yuki, he dribbles past Shido and Rin, then he sends it. Look at this. So it's going, and then Aryo comes in. So like, this shot is super slow, that Aryo is able to catch it easily. Obviously not only Aryo, but Nagi as well. So that's how slow his shot is. So with the Predator eyes, he could start to have shots that no one could react to. And that makes him far more dangerous than before. Like, not just far, but leagues ahead. Especially because he has the dribbling, he has the shot, he has everything for it. So it makes so much sense. Anyways, let me continue reading the chapters. My new top 20 best players: Snuffy, Noah, Chris, Loki, Levi, Luna, Adam, Dada, Pablo, Banisai, Hugo, Teddy, Rin, Isagi, Kaiser, Lorenzo, Agi, Shido, Baro. Okay, first of all, where is Karasu? And second of all, Shido over Baro? Come on. Agi over Shido and Baro? Maybe over Shido, but I don't think Agi is better than Baro. And granted, by the way, something that annoys me, this might be the first time we see Agi try ever. If you remember back in the NEL, he was not trying because he was working with Nagi and Reo and Chigiri. But this might be the only time we see Agi try. This and the previous chapter where Kiora stopped him. But if this is his level when he tries, I don't think he's better than Baro. I don't think I don't think it's not even close. I'm not gonna lie. Not even Shido. I think in a 1v1 he stops Shido, but overall I think Shido is better. Yuki definitely benefits from the goalkeeper being in a horrible position after clearing before Zantetsu's attempt. That's luck. You don't think about it, but that's luck. Luck favors those who are ready. Yuki, having the Predator eyes, was ready for this moment. Not just the Predator eyes, but also a great shot, was ready for the moment where the goalkeeper is on half a knee. Like, do you understand? If Shido awakens, he will be New Gen 11 level. I need him to be that level. Fox is the only coach coaching. I think Prince also was coaching, so at least two. Rookie putting up better numbers than Gegamaru. Yeah, he is. Oh shit, he's playing better than Gegamaru, by the way, which I love. Now he meant in the 3 versus 3 against Team Rio, not again. Oh, but no, I think in the 3 versus 3, the pass that Baro did was actually forced out of him, not really him making it. What did Agi even do wrong? Well, Agi, in our eyes, because we are literally Team Blue Lock, he did nothing wrong because he went with his ego. But to Fox, he did the forbidden thing of having an ego. Do you understand? So here, for example, and I love this, by the way, from Karasu. Karasu was easily understood what must be done because he did not expect Agi to go on his own. He knew he just stops him from receiving the ball freely, and his teammates stop the other options, and then he's dead. Like the whole team is dead. But Agi had to go on his own, and this is unacceptable for Fox. This is what he did wrong. Just this. By the way, if this was Ego would be happy that he did this. I mean, Ego Jinpachi. It gets confusing, huh? What do you think it would take for Yuki to hang with Kaiser in terms of skill? Earlier you said Karasu was the best in Blue Lock right now. Yeah, but I don't. So, I think so with Yuki. We just need to see more from him. If we see more from him in terms of dribbling, like his dribbling being actually successful against busted players, like I don't know, like against England now, or maybe against a stronger team, I can say it. I can see Yuki getting up. But right now, the issue is, with the exception to the Predator eyes, all of his weapons get countered easily. His shot without the Predator eyes gets countered. His dribbling gets countered. Do you understand? Like, unlike Kaiser, the problem with Kaiser right now, he doesn't get countered. You stop his regular Kaiser impact, he shoots the Magnus. So, do you understand? Like, in terms of success rate, Yuki is is lacking behind Kaiser. By the way, sorry guys for not reading all the comments. I literally cannot keep up. Don't Fox know if Agi did not do that, he would lose the ball? Yeah, he doesn't care. It's not just that he did not know. He doesn't care. Fox is like a dictator. It's like Ego with his dictatorship, but they are the opposite dictators. One is a communist, one is a capitalist, but both are dictators. Ego wants players to show their egos, funny enough, and Fox forbid them from showing their ego. Which leads us to talk about this. Let me read this final comment and let me see. How did someone like Fox somehow end up with a player like Ego? But like coaches don't choose their players, especially for like it's management, the management of the team that chooses the coach and the player. Obviously, the coach has a say in what players he might like to play with, but I feel like in terms of like who chooses the players, it's always the management of the club. It feels like they're both avoid each other, yet somehow Fox let Ego play clearly. I think he might even not let him play. Like, what makes you think he let him play? Or maybe Ego was still forming his ideas and noticed that what Fox is doing is wrong and told him, fuck you, man. I think that could be a case too. It's like Pep Guardiola, follow the tactics. Bro, Pep Guardiola is obviously one of the greatest coaches, but he's a dictator. Not a dictator. Not a. I don't think. Yeah, it's actually the same as Fox. If you don't follow what Pep tells you, you're out. You don't play. You don't get to play. And I like that comparison a lot. You missed Karasu as. You misread Karasu as Kaiser. I don't think Yuki could catch up to Kaiser that quickly. What makes you? I think Karasu is on the level of Kaiser. I don't know if I would say he's better than Kaiser, but like, if he would. So the issue with Karasu is how much you give to the team. A striker versus a striker is an obvious debate. Who is better at striking? This is why Yuki versus Kaiser, it's easier to measure than Yuki versus Karasu. The issue right now with Karasu, no one reads the field better than him. No one creates opportunities for the attack better than him. It's like saying what would make, for example, Isagi reach Sai. Even though Sai does not score the same as Isagi or as much as Isagi, but Sai gives to the team like far more opportunities than Isagi would. Now, if Yuki's presence, for example, think about Baro entering the game. If Yuki's presence makes the opposing team try to counter you at every point, if Yuki's presence create a lot of options here and there, then overall you could say that Yuki is better than Karasu. But right now, Yuki does not present nearly as half opportunities or gives something to gives half of what Karasu gives to the team. I think that's the way I look at it. And this is always hard for me to do it when, for example, I think Sai versus Kaiser, who's better. It's easy to say Sai versus Isagi, who's better. But Sai versus Kaiser, it's weird because you need to look at who is more valuable to the team. I think that's the thing. So I think we are getting an ego flashback late game. I would love it. Oh shit, hold on. Fuck ego, fuck Augie. Let's go back to Shido. I remember the writer said that Shido is we are going to have Shido's backstory. You know what that means? I'll read it, Galan. Give me a second. You know what that means? It means that my theory is correct. Shido is about to awaken. Shido, like, you don't get backstory randomly for you not to awaken, unless you're Onazi, by the way. But for every other player, we need a backstory for them to awaken. If you look, even Karasu, when he awakened, he kind of got a small backstory in Blue Lock with him and Isagi, and how Isagi, even though he's like him, he's taken the spotlight. Ooh, shit, this is interesting. Damn. Okay, so I liked the comment, Majid. Even though it's not about Ego's flashback, but like Shido's flashback would lead us to his awakening. I would love nothing more than this, man. Oh my god, this game has the potential to beat PXG. It's, even though we know who's going to win, like it's just written 10 on 10. I think it's written perfectly. Like, we're getting different things. We're getting different attack patterns. Like we're back to Isagi analyzing the field, not really thinking that he's the best. Like, he's trying to devour everyone. I love this. I love this about this game. Let me read. You missed. Okay, so check out Zantetsu's acceleration panel. Yeah, by the way, that's true. It shapes in the shape of a bullet train. Look at this. The air, his aura or the air, it forms a bullet train. And if you don't know what bullet trains are, bro, I can't train. Bro, what the? It's a movie. I've seen this movie, but I've seen this movie on shorts a lot. But this is a bullet train. It's one of the fastest things humans ever created. But like, I love how his aura here looks like a bullet train. That's a great catch, Galam. I saw it earlier and I forgot about it here. Anyways, let me carry on reading the comments and then we carry the chapter. I think we're getting Ego flashback. We said that Ego knows everything about Fox, so his reaction at the end of the chapter was interesting. Or maybe I'm reading too deep into it. You're not reading too deep into it. How do I say it? I think he's annoyed because he loved what Agi did. Like the coach in Ego said that what Agi did was correct. By the way, look at how heartbroken he looks. It's just sad, man. I don't like this. Like, I hate Fox. Like, I hate him. I like him as a villain, but I hate him because of what he did to Agi. Anyways. So we didn't even know when he was his coach. If he was put a team replacing the old coach where Ego was already a player, then they had to make it work at least for a short while. That's true, yeah. Reaction iTunes. Bro, as soon as we finish the chapter, please remind me, Hanka. We need to do it. I know. I promise you we need to do it. If Noah was also there, I feel like, bro, if Noah was here with Fox, I think Noah would beat the living shit out of Fox. Noah does not play around. Sai has way better passing feet and he can actually move the ball himself. You can't compare Isagi to Sai. I'm not comparing as in Isagi has a chance against Sai. I'm just saying the way you compare, for example, Isagi to Sai is different than the way you compare Isagi to Kaiser. Isagi to Kaiser, you just compare their ability to score because that's what they give to the team as a striker. But if you take Isagi and Sai, you need to look at what Isagi gives compared to what Sai gives. I did a video on Isagi versus Sai and I said Sai is better, don't worry. Carlos is overrated. After this match, you probably barely have him top 10. He's still number 1. Like he's still. I don't think anyone did like collective feats that would beat him right now. It's simple. Who impacts the team more? Exactly. Who impacts the team more? For Shido, it has to be a brace at minimum. It needs to be a brace. I would not settle for anything but a brace. A single goal would feel less impactful because Baro got in 5 minutes and he scores, but scoring 2, that's a different story. I need a pissed off Shido. We need to see that, buddy. Shido doesn't take anything seriously. Shido is supposed to get a backstory and he needs it. Exactly. He's been getting every opportunity stolen. It's not just stolen. In this game, he got destroyed by Agi too. Kanshiro implied a family member of Shido's backstory. I wonder what his family can have to do with football. I wonder too. Imagine if Shido like had an elder brother who played football as well, and like it's different. Like maybe he's successful. Maybe it's different than Sai and Ren. That would be cool too. Probably Shido's awakening rather against Brazil though, since we kind of need to fill the game with something before narrative. With the Itoshi brothers can take over the Spain. I don't understand. I don't think. Listen, I think the Brazil game, there are a lot of players that would fit with it. We have Otoya, we have, we have Bachira, we have a lot of freedom players that would be great against Brazil. I think Shido needs to do it here. I think Shido has to do it here. That's the bare minimum for me, as I said, like a brace. By the way, for those who don't know, a brace is scoring 2 goals. Okay, I love Fox. He's the only real active coach. Him and Prince, but I like him as a villain and a coach, but I hate what he did to Agi. Ego is looking at himself at Agi. Exactly why he's annoyed, because he liked but he thinks what Agi did is the correct play. And then with this smirk, Fox changes him. So, that's why he's pissed off. Also, in the previous chapter, I noticed that Fox called Ego trash, and Ego adopted that habit of calling his older player. It's like, remember when Isagi started to act a little bit like Noah? I think maybe it's like that. Bro, you never finish a comment, you respond not understanding what I meant. Bro, if you send me a comment that is long, one after another, it's hard to read to the end. I'm sorry if I do that, but like I get a lot of comments. I'm already late on the comments. So this is why sometimes if I think I got the idea, I don't finish the comment. Sorry if I do that, but like we need to get on with the live. I'm sorry, man. Shido needs. By the way, you're not talking about current Noah as if it has anything on old Noah. Old Noah was the same motherfucker as now. Do you understand me? So like I think you would beat the shit out of him, current or old Noah. Okay, bro. Okay, so we read that. Shido needs to awaken here because we need a new version of him for the playoffs. Yeah, we need that. I think he also gets stomped over a lot, so we need him. Is Bachira done for this arc? I missed that chicken nugget. I feel his excuse of being tired after only 45 minutes in France's game was a retcon. He was never a low stamina character. I think it's not that. I think he just did not fit with this system. This system has like speed at its core. Not speed, but like swiftly striking. And I feel like even Chigiri does not fit because Chigiri is fast, but like he's not fast at striking. At least the retconned version of Chigiri, because if you remember what Prince taught Chigiri, he taught him how to swiftly strike. But Ego never looked at him like that. So this is why I think Chigiri did not play. And Bachira also does not fit. I think even Isagi does not fit, but Isagi is a little bit too valuable not to have. I think a wild card like Isagi is always important. And Isagi is a wild card different than Kunigami, which is something I forgot to speak of. So you see Isagi says, what is it? So he says, what is it? Since I'm not part of the Karasu system, this is a shot only I could make, right? So this makes him a wild card, kind of like Kunigami. But the difference is, Isagi has no issue playing with the other teammates. If he calls for it, he can play with Karasu no problem, as he did in the France game. And you can see it here, where he is really happy with Yuki scoring. Do you understand it? So I think Isagi is valuable as a wild card, but Bachira and Chigiri simply did not fit with the current attacking pattern. That's my theory for it. I think we will see him definitely against Brazil. Don't worry about Bachira. Bachira is one of the main characters. I don't think you should worry about him. Imagine if Nagi and Knight playing in the Premier League after the U20 World Cups. That would be cool. You know what? The UCL arc is going to go crazy, man. Like, we need a UCL arc. I like Fox, and I actually agree with his decision. Like regular football, a manager dictates tactics, and the footballer talent make the change, described as 1 to infinity. I know, we know he's right, but like, this is Blue Lock, where ego matters more than the tactics. If you remember, in the real world, Spain won the World Cups without a good striker. Their best strikers are like average at best. Like, they're not good at all. Not good, but like, if you compare them to Argentina strikers like Enzo, who got the red card, or Messi, they're nothing. But the team functioned far better than Argentina, and they won. So ego is at fault. Like ego is wrong, and Fox is correct. But this is Blue Lock. It's different. Okay, brother, stop saying he got destroyed by Agi when we never get proven. Listen, I'll show you why he got destroyed by Agi, and you'll understand it. I hope. So first I want to talk about, we all know that Kunigami would destroy Shido in that situation, right? So let's just start from there. Then I want to show you what happens to Kunigami against, for example, Aryu. Let's talk about Aryu, for example. So Kaiser has the ball, yada yada, whatever. Then he shoots. So Lorenzo comes in, but you think to yourself, what is Kunigami? Kunigami is about to steal, right? Look at him. He's here, he's about to steal the ball. Look at what freaking Aryu, he puts his hand on him, and the guy cannot even come close to the ball. Now this is not strength feat, it's reach feat. Aryu is doing the Kaiser, the whole Kaiser trick where you put your hand to battle with someone who is stronger than you, and by some time making Kunigami fail to catch the ball before Aryu or Lorenzo get it. This happens here. Then 2 chapters later, no. It's this chapter. So Baro stops the shot. Aryu and Kunigami go for it. Again, Aryu beats him. So in reach and in the air and on the ground, Aryu beats Kunigami, not because of strength, because of his reach and his jumping ability. Then you go to where Teddy scores, and you look at how Agi is treating Aryu. In the air or in the ground, in terms of reach and the things that actually beat Shido, which is reach and jumping ability, Agi is better than Aryu, who is better than Kunigami. Meaning, Agi literally is the counter to Shido in this position. That's why I said he got destroyed. And that's why I think Isagi told him, not good enough, Shido. I hope you understand. I really think Kanon repetitiveness. Kanshiro should write a side plot where Sai teaches Isagi something similar to his passive dribbling style. We'll talk. I don't think Isagi ever deserves to have a good dribbling. Isagi with good dribbling would literally be better than Noah. Like Isagi right now with no good dueling, no good dribbling is already insane, and you want him to have good dueling and dribbling? Come on. Who else is getting the Karasu treatments in this arc? What do you mean the Karasu treatments? Like Awakening? I think in this match is going to be Shido, but I don't know about after it. Ace, I'm getting off. Thanks for the live stream. Good night. Take care, bro. See you next time. Prince took back the limited trial physical buff. Chigiri. That's true. It was limited trial. I'm not gonna lie. I can possibly see happening to Kunigami a little later. Yeah, Kunigami too, but like not in this game. My goat Agi, no last name son. Yeah, by the way, what is his last name? We don't know. Do we know what position England captain play now? We don't. We all we know he is Walmart's version of Snuffy. Chigiri not have been played by Ego on the left felt so weird ever since Ego initially didn't put him into his best position after Manshine training. It's not just weird, it's bad coaching from Ego because you're about scoring. Why not put Chigiri in a position where he can fucking score? Especially because Bachira does not care if he plays on the right and on the left. Put my guy in his position. And the Ego is such a motherfucker that he let Zantetsu play in his favorite position, yet not Chigiri. For some reason. I don't know what Ego is doing. And I hope it bites him in the ass. Do you think Nagi will be in the UCL arc? He must. He wasn't listed as a good team, but most of the top 23 might come back. It would suck if he disappears for an arc that long after U20 game. Yeah, I think he would play for Manshine and they buy him for cheap because I feel like Prince could still believe a little bit in him. By the way, I'm excited for also Rio playing next to Hugo. With the passes trajectory, I will instantly disagree. It was perfect en route to land on Shido's left side away from Agi. Doesn't matter. Doesn't freaking matter. I feel like you're forgetting what Kunigami did to Shido. Like I feel like are we going to ignore that? So 54, 254. So Kunigami goes. Like we're not going to sit here and say that Charles's pass is better. Hiyori's pass here was better for Shido than Charles's pass because Charles here really understood Shido. While Hiyori, this is his first or maybe second time playing with him. But he didn't even play with him that much. Like they didn't interact. So he steals the ball, he gives it. Look where it is. Then Kunigami comes from the opposite side. The ball is coming from the right, Kunigami is coming from the left, kind of the opposite. So with Agi, the ball is coming from the left, but Agi is coming from the right. So you could say it's the same, right? Then look, Kunigami in the air stops it. It doesn't matter what direction, and it's not just this. We can see it in another panel after this. Hold on. So this is I feel like this is normal. He didn't beat him or anything. So Charles gets the ball fucking again, and then he tricks Rin and he gives it to Shido. Again, now this time it's on his side, but then he flips in the air. I think it doesn't matter the side. If you are better in the air and have better reach, and I'll show you Agi's fucking reach. People don't remember what this motherfucker was able to do with Nagi. He was just focused on Nagi, that's all. So after Chigiri's goal, we see this. I don't know if it is here. Okay, I think it was there. So look at this. You will see something crazy. Look at this bullshit Agi is doing in the air. Yeah, Shido is not touching the ball with like a 10-foot pole. Like, look at this bullshit he's doing. If you see, look, he jumps. The guy has no chance. Shido obviously would not have any chance. He would do better than this guy, by the way. But like, still no chance. Then look, and the ball was literally coming from the other side. But no, it doesn't matter when you have this fucking reach. Look at bro. Bro is literally flipping in the air. Bro is Kiora in the spin-off Nagi novel. And he gives it to Nagi, and Nagi teaches Isagi how to do the double volley, and that's it. Anyways, so sorry again for not reading the comments, but thanks for the lives. Keep cooking. Yo, Rafa, welcome, bro. Thank you for watching, man. Let me catch up to the comments, bro. I explained this a little bit too long. So where is it? Okay, Nagi's talent x Snuffy's vision x Prince physique x Baru's mentality x Isagi's plot equals Rin if he actually went to the psychiatric, okay, and had a healthy relationship with his family. Come on, bro. Snuffy in this. Yeah, you're right. Spain showed us a dominant midfield. A midfield is just as you're talking about real Spain, not bunny Spain. As if not more important. Cucurella Kubaras put in a shift, and Rodri anchored the defense attack. Carasso is doing this too. I feel like Rodri played kind of like Hugo and Carasso, and I liked it, by the way. I would like here's the thing. I don't watch real football, so when I watched the finals, I was like, who the fuck is this guy numbered 16? And then I just googled him, and he has a Ballon d'Or. I was like, holy fucking shit. He plays as a defensive midfielder and he has a Ballon d'Or. The guy is him. Do you understand? The guy is definitely him. The hands distance management was introduced by Carasso. Yeah, it was introduced by Carasso, but I feel like Kaiser used it much better. Kaiser was much efficient with it. England's captain is the cam. Okay, the Walmart version of Snuffy. I think it's a good way to move the ball. Like the dribbling style I mentioned would make Isagi a more realistic top youth striker prospect and generate interest from clubs. Yeah, but that's not what Blue Lock do. Blue Lock is not really about real football. I hope you understand that. If Blue Lock is a shonen manga. If Isagi has a weakness and the writer is trying to convey that weakness does not matter, then he would not contradict himself. I hope this makes sense. So even PSG, the 2 times UCL winners, play players off position. You gotta do what the team needs. If I need you left, yeah, of course. But I'm saying Ego is not like the other coaches. If Fox did this to Chigiri by putting him in a wrong position, I get it. But Ego is about giving you the best opportunity to strike. Yet he didn't do it with Chigiri. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Ace, thanks. Okay, we read this. Thanks again, Rafa. I would say, as a coach, Ego sucks, but with Chigiri, it is just clear Kanshiro doesn't want to write Chigiri for right now. That could be the case too. That could be like the writer is keeping him for much later, which I understand. You cannot focus on everyone at the same time. It's literally impossible, so I understand it. Also, while Agi might not care about him, no dialogue between them is rough. Yeah, him and Ryo and him and Chigiri is also it's kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because Nagi is not here. Yo, when do you think Ryo is gonna have his awakening? I hate him, but his weapon is cool. Ryo is not gonna have shit until we see fucking Nagi. So just like that. Maybe Isagi will abandon Blue Lock after seeing other philosophies, work with other people, so he will create his own theory throughout this arc like one big mission. I think it would happen after the U20 World Cups, because once we get to UCL arc, Blue Lock would no longer be a thing until we get the real World Cups. Do you understand? So I think it would happen like naturally with the UCL arc, when they play for their clubs and not for Blue Lock. My problem is that you pose this like Shido hasn't learned from the PXG game, and that makes me mad. Shido can keep Agi away with a push to give himself... Yeah, but could and what is a different thing. That's one. Second, there is no confirmation that Shido learned. Third, there is no confirmation that Shido got better. And fourth, this is Shido's weakness. It's like saying Isagi could have learned now to dribble like Lorenzo. No, we can't assume that, because it's not his thing. Shido right here loses to players like Agi, loses to players like Kunigami, loses to players like Aryu. Even though I think he's better than all three of them, in a one-on-one setting, he loses to all of them. And we're getting his awakening. Post-awakening, Shido might do something crazy, might do things differently, and might beat Agi in the same situation. But right now, no. And by the way, I want Shido to do that. I'm not saying... I'm thinking here, if it ends in 4-3, I think whoever scores the second doesn't matter, or maybe it could be even Shido, but whoever scores the second doesn't matter. But I need the final goal to be Shido's second goal, at least his second goal. And then Japan wins with it. That's my thing. So I need Shido, okay, turn into 2001, 2004 Zlatan. I was too young at that time. I was 5 years old at 2001, 8 years old at 2004. Are you done with the chapter? Because I'm dying to hear your reaction. I theory. No. I'm not done. We just need to talk about this final point. Or you know what? We can talk about the eye thing before we talk about it, because I feel like Agi is the main point of today's live. So we can talk about the eyes. So I think it was shown in the anime better. But if we go to the early chapters where they faced the what's they called? What are they called? They faced the World 5, if you remember. So before this, hold on. So yeah, I think it's this. So Rin scores obviously because Isagi was. By the way, this is you know what's funny? What happened between Shido and Agi is kind of the same here. So Isagi positions himself perfectly for Bachira, right? He understands how Bachira plays, so he positions himself perfectly. And Loki comes. We know this, Loki, we know that he has a lot of, what's it called? A lot of perception, like a good perception. So he comes, leaving Rin wide open. And so the ball goes to Rin and he shoots. Now Loki, by the way, the Loki that we know could have took the ball in the air. Just saying. He was not trying at all here. Anyway, so we get the next chapter. Loki awakens, he destroyed them. They score, they destroy them, all of them destroy them. Rin gets angry and then he goes. So Rin goes to stop Luna. He says, I like you. Unlike these other kids, you really still think you can win this. By the way, him calling them kids is literally natural. It's okay. He's not belittling them or anything because he's 26 and Isagi is 17 and Rin is 16. It's like this is literally Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Tom Holland as as Spider-Man. This is literally kid Spider-Man at 14. Anyways, you really still think you can win this? I'm going to discourage you with my whole heart. So we don't know if this is like real Luna or whatever. But look, but notice this. So he does whatever shenanigans he does with his legs. Then Rin is focused and Luna is watching. As soon as Rin, and like with Blue Lock, choreography matters a lot. This is what I said before. As soon as Sai trapped the ball, Shido was already reacting. As soon as Rin lifts his heel off the ground, blimp, he puts the ball behind. Like he does this move, which is kind of like how Akashi from Kuroko no Basket, where as soon as you move, he destroys. He moves in the opposite direction. So as soon as Rin tried to advance, Luna hits the ball between his legs. So these eyes must be special eyes that deal with reacting to the other players. And as I said, it was much better in the anime where it shows his eyes glow. So do you understand it here? As soon as Rin did this. Now, how it relates to Sai, we will talk about it. But first I want to Kuroko. And you have to understand, Kuroko is not extra game. What the And Kuroko inspired a lot, and I mean a lot for Blue Lock. So it's only natural that we get this. Okay, this is way later. What is this? Don't tell me they're going to watch the finals because it's even before this. Yeah, it's before this. God damn it, where could it be? Time to go. What's this? Bro, Kuroko's manga is painful to read. I'm not gonna lie. It's really like compared to Blue Lock, it's shit. Like the story is great, but like the art. Anyway, so this happens, whatever. I don't remember. So Kagami in the zone. So oh wait, does it happen? Oh shit. This is my bad. It happens before. It's before Raizaki. Yeah, it's before this. No, I think after this. Sorry guys, I don't know Blue Lock. I don't know Kuroko as I know Blue Lock. So I don't know where the chapters are. Oh, this is it. So, bro, it's so bad in the manga. In the anime, it's much better. Holy shit. But we're here. Like it happens around these chapters. So we can go, I think here. Yeah, so he's starting to use his eye. So he ignores him, then he takes the ball. He goes, this is specific. This is literally it. So he moves forward. The moment that they move, he sees and like move into the opposite direction, and so they fall. Hold on, I think it happens right after this one. Bro, the Kuroko manga just sucks. In the anime, it was explained much better. Okay, I don't think. Yeah, I think it happens before this. Yeah, I think it happens before this. Hold on. So he says, I'm going to use my eyes. I'm sorry, by the way, like I'm straying a lot, but you need to understand, Blue Lock takes a lot of inspo from this manga. So we need to see it. We need to watch it. So he stops him with the Emperor Eye. Then, yeah, there it is. So he tells him, not gonna happen, not getting past me, gets past. No need for that. So he does this move. As soon as Takao moves his leg, he sees with his Emperor Eye, and he stops. Then Takao tries to stop, and his center of gravity is all over the place, and he falls. Now Luna does not need to do it to this extent. Luna just needs to do it in reaction. So as soon as Rin moves, exactly how this. So as soon as Takao moves, Akashi sees it, Luna sees it. Then he moves the ball in a different way, and Rin is like left there with his legs open, like, like a bride in the wedding night, right? And he even calls him a loose guy here, which is weird, I'm not gonna lie, especially because Rin is 16. I hope you understand the eyes thing. Now, how it relates to Sai, actually, we need to cover that before I read the comments again. Now, how it relates to Sai is also interesting. So if we go to, when does he do it? Chapter 240, maybe? 239? I think 240 where Rin explains it. Yeah, not this, 240. So, Sai goes on the offense. So we see his dribbling. So he takes Yuki this way. Now, before we see what Rin says, so he takes Yuki this way. Look at this. As soon as Yuki opens his leg, bam, he tricks him by sending the ball between their legs. And Yuki is left literally like a loose guy, much like Ren. This is the reaction dribbling. You take it one way and you wait. As soon as your opponent moves, you trick him. His Sai's dribbling style is different from Yukimiya and Bachira. By the way, FYI, Rin acknowledges both Yuki and Bachira here, which is insane. Rin usually never acknowledges people, but he acknowledged Yuki and Bachira, which is, I don't know, I felt like it's something beautiful. Natural dribblers have their own style. For example, Yuki's style and Bachira's style. They're active types whose dribbling starts with themselves, but Sai's dribbling is passive type, and he excels in reading an opponent's rhythm and movement to launch in the opposite direction. Take Yuki right here. As soon as he opens his leg, bam. It's a flowing, dodging counter dribble. Do you understand? So this, I feel like this has to have an eye. And the reason for that is just what Luna did here. I feel like because the writer focused a lot on Luna's eyes, I feel like this needs to be an eye ability. And notice how Luna's eyes are dark. They're not like here white. But no, when he was reading Rin, his eyes glowed, which to me signals he used an ocular ability. Maybe the writer did not show us the design for it, but at least it's something. Rin is legal in Japan. Did the research. Bro, you're trying to like end my stream or what? Okay. Oh, okay. You guys wrote a lot. Hold on. I can't read all this. When do you think Rin is... Okay. Oh, we're actually not that far. Maybe Isagi will abandon. We read this. I prefer Bachira than over Chigiri's mom. Nah. Chigiri's sister is the best. My problem is that, okay, we read this. Even on the ground, Agi is an animal. From the Manshine corner, with two defenders on him, bro, still passed. Yeah, that too. By the way, he could be better than... I think Kunigami is stronger, but Agi is like has more reach. And by the way, Agi versus Kunigami is happening, so watch out for it. I need Chido to turn. We read this. Nian is playing a World Cup while Agi is on the is a bench warmer. Yeah, that hits hard. Are you done with the chapter? Okay, we read this. Reaction eye theory. We did it. Water, you actually caught it. If Hiro was on a team with both Sai and Charles as midfielders, I swear he'd fool us into thinking he's better than Noah. He wouldn't, by the way. Charles already played with him and reached a point where he could never give him the ball because of Kunigami. I think Shido needs to awaken to a certain level where he meets Charles and Sai there. Right now, he doesn't have that. Yeah, the problem, if we can't see it, because we never get his duel, and I hate that. I think we never get his duel because both, well, not Baro, but at least Isagi understood he's now winning it. And maybe Isagi is wrong, I get it, but for now, we take it as is. We don't fanboy for Shido. Is it just me, or has been Zantetsu really cool lately? He was cool also in episode Nagi, but since seeing him be cool in the main series too, he honestly feels kinda cooler than Chigiri. I like that. I always loved Zantetsu. I loved the idea of a dumb person against all of these smart asses, like against Karasu, against Hugo, against Isagi. All of these are smart people. I like the idea of a dumb people just like an outlier who can do it still. I don't know about you guys, but I always liked this. So for me, I think he's better than Chigiri. Like, not better, but like I like him better than Chigiri right now. Did Fox have Predator Flow eyes on? No, that's just an artistic choice. It's like Corona. Corona has them, or Shido. Shido has them, but they're not really the Predator eyes. I think Rin may score a hat trick against Brazil just to try to make a statement that he doesn't need Sai. That could be true, and I would hate it though, because it would steal the spotlight from a lot of players. Where the Spanish game, we know it's going to be all about Rin and Sai, so no need for that, I think. If the World Five were Bunny, Hugo, Lorenzo, Kaiser, and Teddy, would some Blue Lockers drop football feeling helpless? What the? You know that with the exception to Bunny and maybe Hugo, these four are better than all of them. With the exception to Bunny and maybe Hugo, these guys are better than all. These guys are better than all the new gen. They're better than Kaiser. They're better than Lorenzo. They're better than Teddy. Like, if they didn't despair with these guys, I think they wouldn't. Maybe they would despair with Kaiser because of his nasty personality. But I don't think, in terms of skill, the new gens, except Bunny and Hugo, would be, and Sai too, would be better than these four. Although the way Luna spoke of Sai, I think Luna is better than Sai. So he's better than Bunny for sure. Then, do you understand it? So I don't know. But the way Loki looks at him, I don't like. It's confusing, but I think these are better than the bulk of the new Gen 11. Maybe just Sai and Bunny, and maybe Hugo. The first time they saw it when Rakuzan played against Shutoku. Yeah, I was looking for that. I don't know the chapters like I do with Blue Lock. Anyways, I'm gonna skip a lot of comments, guys, because I'm really behind, and jump to the last few. So I have trauma from this arc. They turned my favorite Sai panel into a ballerina. Bro, ballerina, bro, that shit was painful to watch. You're right. Okay, so you're responding. Since Rain wants revenge on Sai, wouldn't it make sense for him to join Barca? Imagine your own brother teaming up with you, with your bully to beat you. That would be fun too. He would add to Sai's trauma. Zantetsu is a dumb person persisting with his natural talent and determination. Yeah, that's exactly why I like him. Okay, so that's a respond. They're better than Bunny, Hugo, and Sai too. Yeah, listen. So I think at least Bunny could be better than these three, maybe Luna too. But the way Luna spoke of Sai means Luna is better than Sai, and the way Luna treats Loki, it means, I don't know, Loki feels as if he's on the level of Luna. He says he is even better, but they laughed it off as if it's not true. So these, you could say, are on the same level. And I only see Bunny could reach this level. Right now, narratively speaking, by the way. Feats-wise, neither Sai nor Bunny nor Hugo have what these have. Man, Hugo kind of have, but like Sai and Bunny don't. But narratively speaking, I think only Bunny could replace one of these. Hugo says he is on Loki's level, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe he's not. It's weird a little bit. But Hugo could, I don't know. You know what? Let's not talk about this speculative because I'm getting myself confused. Which country would you like the next New Gen 11 to be from? And what weapon and position would you want them to have? So I would have loved for Brazil to have a winner New Gen 11. There is a dribbler. Or a fast dribbler like Yuki. Not a dribbler like Levy or Butcher, but a dribbler like Yuki. But that chance has gone. And now we have three defenders left. So I wonder if Brazil even would have a New Gen 11. Maybe he would be a wing and he would be a dribbler too, which would work too. The Barcelona trick over every woman in Blue Lock. That's true. Not Barcelona, the what's it called here, by the way? FC Barca? The FC Barca chick. What happens if two passive style try dribbling each other? They can't because the ball should be with one and the one with the ball should win. So are we thinking Luna with the reaction speed can read Levy's dribbling? You never know. Like that's so with Levy. I think Noah presented the way to beat Levy. It's not about stopping him. It's about limiting his options, which in turn stops him. Do you understand? It's because he's like the extreme form of freedom. By just limiting his options, you kind of kill his playing style, and that would lead to him stopping him. And I feel like Luna's reaction would not work on Levy's creativity because he will be reacting rather than just imposing a restriction like Noah. So I don't think it would work. Which, by the way, is interesting because it makes the matchup between Luna and Levy actually that good. And if we say Bunny is on Levy's level, then he should be on Luna's level. Hugo's got better eyelashes, he's better looking than the World 5. So that does not mean anything. Now, Bunny ain't better than any of the World 5 right now. Maybe in the future, but now it's just wishful thinking. To be honest, I'm having doubts about Noah's statement that Loki is is right behind him. I know we believed it for the most part, but I feel like he said the talent closest to me. I feel like he feels as if Loki's talent is not realized to its potential. And I'm not talking here about an awakening. Just Loki is not does not know how to use it that well because his restriction and playing like Frida. So maybe that Loki, once he awakens or maybe reaches that level, he would be better than these guys. But right now, this Loki is worse than them. But then again, look how he is looking at them. He's like not interested at all. But Blake too. So I don't know. You know what? It's confusing with these guys because we know nothing about them. But as I said, I'm having doubts about Noah's statement. For now, I don't think Noah meant it as we understood it, at least. Which would make these guys better than every U20 player. Not Sai, not Hugo, not Bunny, not Loki. Maybe just Bunny because he has some feats with Levy. That's it. Devourer of skill. Okay, so you're responding. I just want to see more defensive new gen 11s and defensive midfielders. New gen 11 like Aiku and Karasu can play off. We still have another center back other than Lorenzo, and he could be insane too. And he could be a real center back because Lorenzo was more of a defensive midfielder. He used to play up a lot and he dribbles insanely for a defender. So I want a real center back, someone like Aiku maybe, current Aiku at least. With how quickly this arc is going, I think Germany may end up having a second new gen 11. I wish Germany would have the second new gen 11 that is actually the captain, and I wish he would be the defender. Do you think the number 9 who subbed in for Agi, we'll talk about it, will be an important character? I think, yeah. Lavinio got talent, Snuffy vision, Prince physicality, Loki speed, and Noah shooting and rationality. Okay, Noah is not reliable. He says Snuffy is better player. Says 17-year-old Loki is his biggest threat. If we listen to him, dude got like 20 rivals. And that's true, he didn't lie about Snuffy, so he wouldn't lie about Loki. I think the reason why he says that because Bunny does not have a love for soccer. That's why he has a lot of symbolism of death. Yeah, that could be the case, true. Yeah, that could be that Loki is only number 1 because Bunny does not have the mentality. Yeah, that would actually be great. That would actually be a great. Oh, I love that theory, man. I would love to see serious Bunny. I don't think Noah will ever be the last antagonist. It's probably actually Kaiser, like Japan versus Germany on the real World Cup, is more convincing to me. Or also it could be Spain, where we could get Luna and Bunny team up because Luna already has the villain-like feel to him. So maybe in the semifinals, yeah, but then Hugo, Loki with Noah, I don't know. Germany have a new gen goalie. Also, we don't have the goalie. That's true. I think the next center back new gen 11 is probably gonna have a good passing ability. Yeah, I would hate that. I want him to be just focused on defense, where he holds the defense by such an iron fist that the strikers struggle to even escape his vision. Kind of like how Aiku was in the U20 game. He had metavision and everyone was like, the fuck am I supposed to do against this guy? He sees everything. But then everyone had metavision and Aiku no longer matters. But I want the new gen center back to be like this. I didn't like Lorenzo as center back. I liked him as a character, but as center back he sucked. He was just focused on Kaiser, and most of his other feats came on the offense. Which Blue Locker are you most interested to see join their club after the U20 World Cup arc? I'm personally excited for Rio in Arsenal with Hugo or Isagi in Bastard Munich with Ness. I wish Isagi with Kaiser and Ness, that's good. Hugo with Rio is just a fever dream. I wonder where Karasu is going to, but I also want to see Baro play next to Snuffy, and most importantly, I want to see Chigiri play next to Prince. Prince would push Chigiri beyond anything Ego could. Talent doesn't mean currently. Yeah, but if he would have said in the future, he would have used the word potential. But he used talent specifically. I feel like potential is something that you could reach in the future, but talent means something you have currently, but not necessarily you know how to use it. Bad as Sheikh Bad. Do you understand it? Do you understand me? Like you don't necessarily know how to use it right now, and you need an awakening to better realize that talent. But potential is something that you don't even know you have. So kind of like Kaiser with the Magnus technique, he didn't even know he could use the Kaiser impact like that. Could we also acknowledge how quickly the PIFA president rose to the top from being a scout? Kaiser has been playing for a few years, and in that time, Ray Dark worked overtime. We don't know if he was just a scout. Maybe he was the head, but he also was scouting. How could Bunny not love football? He says he plays in an amazing club. It's delicious Spanish Pela daily is rich and popular. Gets but like you never know what the heart wants, man. Fingers and sigh as his punching bag. It sounds like an amazing life. Yeah, but you don't know what people like. Maybe he has. You don't have potential, Yassine. You just have talents, but you don't know how to use it. I would love so hard when Germany ends up having a new Gen 11 goalkeeper to basically just give us the final of Captain Tsubasa Youth World Cup remade in the semifinals of Blue Lock Youth World Cup. What happened in Captain Tsubasa's Youth Cup? I don't remember it. Ronaldo already have the offensive defensive type. We definitely need a pure CB. Exactly, bro. Yeah, but we can't just have a better Ico for a CB. I see what you're saying though. I miss old Ico. Bro, old Ico was on demon time. Baro was like looking at him from afar. It's like, I cannot get close to the goal with that guy there. I need something different. Isagi was like, I need to escape that guy. Do you understand? I like that. And even someone who didn't account for him, like Yuki, ended up getting his ass handed to him by him. For you, Just CB, I want Ico to devour him or something and evolve. Yeah, that would be good. That would be great, actually. Like to have Ico evolve from a new Gen 11 defender. Could you see Kanshiro writing a Blue Lock International new status quo after Japan victory defeat in the U20 World Cup over orchestrated by Ray Dark after he sees the impact it had in Japan? Ooh, that's an interesting. That would be, you know what? That would be a better arc than a UCL. Like we have a different UCL that is kind of like Blue Lock. Ooh, I like it. Doesn't like Karasu has a PXG offer? Maybe Karasu will be like Hugo for Loki in PXG. That would be cool too. Which I think after this game, I think he might realize that. Please fact check me, bro. The Kaiser jail cell panel. Okay, we can do that. So we go to chapter, what is it? 261, I think. So 261, no, it's actually before it. Wait, hold on, it's actually before it happens. It's 260 at the end. Okay. By the way, this is what I was talking about, projection. His father he knows nothing. What is it? But his father hitting him, so he hits the ball. This is why Kaiser literally... Wait, you know what? I got confused. I was talking about something I recorded earlier. Holy shit. Okay, after the fight, whatever, he is in jail. So he is in jail. Hey kid, do you like soccer? Yeah, PIFA authorized agent. Yeah, he wasn't the head. Yeah, he wasn't the head. He was just an agent. Damn. And he rose. This happened like 2 years ago. Like 2 to 3 years ago. Like this is not that far. If you'll play, I'll get you out of here. Bro, this actually happened like very, like not that too far. Like at least maybe 2 to 3 years ago. And he was just an agent. And now he is the head. Oh shit, this means he is going to do something crazy. God damn it. Ooh, I like it, Galam. This means that the arc where maybe he does a UCL arc, but with the same restrictions as Blue Lock, where they are in a system and it is very brutal. I think that might be the case. Where maybe we have a UCL arc, but clubs could buy different players during that arc, which makes the players wanna play better so they can get better clubs. Well, that would be really interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, you're responding. If we beat Germany, I never want to see Kaiser again because I love him and I don't want to see him just to get beat over every time by Isagi. If we see him after the U20 World Cups, I hope to see him with Bastard Munich. Well, okay. If Captain Tsubasa Germany gets an overpowered keeper, that's basically was so good. He told the defenders to not defend and giving the opponents the ball to shoot at him and taunting them. Now, I don't think Blue Lock would do something like that. Blue Lock is not this anime about bullshit, so I don't think they would do it. Yeah, exactly. What do you think? I said if Kanshiro took the direction with Ray Dark, it would replace regular Club Champions League arc. Also, if U20 Japan do lose, it allows Blue Lock to remain. Yeah, so I think they would allow Blue Lock to remain if they lose in the finals or maybe semifinals. As for the other half of the question, I answered it. I said it would be much better than just a UCL arc. Anyways, let's carry on with Agi. So Isagi is dissecting. It's working. He pierced them. That means the key to this match will be getting enemy players to bare their egos like before. Then, if I use my eyes and brain to find those distortions and throw their regimented organization into chaos, then this match is ours. By the way, what he's doing, like a chaos player wants to throw the game into chaos so he can do better, while an orderly person like Hugo would like to control everything so he can do better. And I like this. Oh shit, by the way, I forgot to speak about Hugo. I'll talk about him in a second. Then this match is ours. And as he was thinking this, I think the one who read what Isagi was trying to think and already put, like, how do I say it? A countermeasure to that. Say Jinpachi, times like this make me so happy to be the coach. If someone is useless, you can just throw them out. And then he throws Agi. And this is sad, man. He's substituting already, you annoying old bastard. So this matters because it shows that England is literally not about ego. So the number 9 is already under pressure because if he shows any ego, Fox will not show any mercy. So this guy is going to be another puppet. He needs to be someone who calls himself a useless puppet like what's it called? Like Teddy. But I think he needs to be similar to Teddy in terms of dribbling. Maybe like Yuki. He needs to be on Yuki's level in terms of dribbling. And it would work wonders with Teddy with both wings striking. Kind of like Blue Lock is doing right now. That's my theory for it. As for Agi, man, we're not going to see him again until the UCL arc. And that's sad because he has so much potential. The potential of this man was through the roof, yet none of that happened. He did not talk to Ryo. Maybe it would happen in the next panel, in the next chapter, who knows? Maybe when he is going out, Ryo would talk to him. And the issue is, what he said to Ryo was correct. You both are dependent on each other, then you can't grow. And it happened to them, and Ryo understands it now. But even though he is correct, and Ego thinks he's correct, he's getting subbed out. So I wonder what Ryo could say to him. I honestly feel so bad. I'm not gonna, like, this smile with this, like, heartbroken look, it's just sad, man. Okay, let me read a little bit, then we talk about Hugo. Okay. What kind of shady connection does Ray Dark have for the cops to call him? Yeah, it's to call him a good FO. Listen, I think it's not just that. You have to understand, Kaiser was like 15 at the time. And what do you do with a 15-year-old kid who shows so much potential for football? Would you jail him for hitting his father and some cops? Obviously, that's bad. I'm not with that. Would you jail him and ruin his life forever? Or would you give him a better chance? I personally, obviously, it took some connection from Ray Dark, but I feel like it took a good-hearted policeman for him to notice that. Like, the guy's good at football, why not take his life in a different direction than crime, stealing, and hitting cops? And that literally saved him, because if let's say Kaiser spent a year or two in jail, he would get out to be a full-fledged criminal, which is bad for him, obviously. But like this, he got saved. He is now great. He's still broken a little bit, but he's doing great. He's making a lot of money. He's not doing trouble and all of that. So it's not just connection. I feel like it's also good-hearted cops that notice that. The only way I can imagine he rose that fast might be by him being the one establishing the new Gen 11. Ooh, that would be Ooh, that's great theory. I'm sure he made bank on them. Hence his interest in Blue Lock. Yeah, that would be actually great. Like he rose because he gambled on the new gens, like the system of the new gens, and it worked. Like Kaiser showed a lot of potential. Even Chris Prince knows about him. Luna knows about Sai, so it really worked. I like that. Kaiser arguably is the best, arguably the best written character. He is the best written character. I don't. He's not one of my favorite characters at all, but I can objectively say no one was written better than him. He embodies the will to overcome the impossible. So, not just that, he embodies endurance. He endured his father and how crazy he was. He embodies rejuvenation. He literally was at the bottom and he rose to be one of the best. Like, being called one of the best strikers in the world is just insane. And he embodies also envy and how it could ruin you. He embodies satisfaction and complacency and how they made him a worse player until he reawakened. Like Kaiser literally is the best player, written character in the show. No questions asked. Now I want to see Kaiser on Real on a team with Sai and Ren just to see the chaos and plays they would create. They would take La Liga by a storm. Yeah, I mean, I know, but I want to see Kaiser and Isaki more. What if Japan has a good player that is above 20 for the normal World Cup arc? That could be an interesting idea, but I doubt they will explore it because they kind of shat on the Japanese team in chapter 1. How come orderly Sai doesn't mind feeding Shiro chaos? We don't know that Sai is orderly. Ren says beautiful destruction, and beautiful destruction seems more chaotic than orderly. I said before he is orderly, but the more I look at him, maybe he is chaotic. How much we betting that England number 9 is built like prime CBUM? Who's CBUM? Or what is CBUM? I don't know. I would be interesting to know if Fox ever was a player himself or always just a coach. Yeah, it would be really interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Did Agi ever say 1 to infinity? He did. Yet, I don't know if he was believing in it. He was just saying it, or maybe he was in thin ice with Fox and so he was just saying it. So if you remember when Teddy gives him the ball, he says, Aryu says not shooting yet. He says right here, 1 to infinity. So like maybe he was just, sucking Fox's balls so he doesn't get subbed out. And then once he made one mistake, he got out anyways. Fox is really just a dictator. Yeah, listen, him and freaking Ego are just this dictator for different things. Look at his smile. Was Fox comment a jab at Ego? Maybe it's not a jab at Ego. It's just Ego likes what's it called? What Agi did, and he kind of sees himself in that. And by subbing him, he's like telling him, if you are playing under me, you would have been subbed out as well. So it's not a jab. It's literally like an attack. Not a jab, like a small attack. Literally like a bazooka attack. Maybe that wasn't Kazu's first time in jail, considering he had steal food, and Ray heard rumors of a youth with strong kicking ability, so he decided to pay Kazu a visit. I would love that to be the case too. It would take away the connection side, but it also would be a little bit worse than the connection side because he rose too quickly to be a president. Or maybe he was on his way to rise there, so you never know. I swear, hold on. Okay, so that's a response. I swear if Shiro had both Sai and Charles on this team, he'd... Oh wait, we read this. What am I reading? I think oh, holy shit, what am I reading? I read this. Since Teddy is confirmed to be the newest New Gen 11, do you like the idea of the New Gen 11 still being incomplete, or Teddy replacing New Gen 11 player before him? So, the newest meaning he beat someone this year. So they do a ceremony at the end of every year where they choose the New Gen 11 and he beat someone. So, and that does not mean he's the weakest, by the way. Just beating someone, he could have beat someone in a different position, right? So maybe he's weaker than Loki in terms of a wing, obviously because he beat the weaker wing, but you can't compare him to Sai or Hugo that way. We need to see feats. And okay, wait. So yeah, as for growing, I feel like a lot of players grew as new gens, kind of like Kaiser. Even though Kaiser kind of regressed, then he grew back. I feel like it is still growth. So it is possible for Teddy to still grow, and maybe he will have an ego at the end of this game. Are Ness memories with Kaiser real or false? I find it weird when we see them have fun together, yet we know Kaiser never liked him and just wanted a dog. I think they're real, and I feel like it's Kaiser was not familiar of how far he can push Ness yet. He wasn't like you see in certain points where he was putting the blame on Ness and Ness was just taking it. I think there Kaiser was testing the water. If I say this shit with him, do I lose the only friend I ever had? But then he realized that Ness is literally a puppy, and so he abused the ever living shit out of him. I think the Kaiser incident may have been reported like kid attacked his father and police over a football about to be popped. Then Ray Dark saw the opportunity to. Yeah, that would actually be also true. But I like the idea of connections because it gives Ray Dark, a reach. Is Teddy Fox's favorite toy? Come on, bro. CBM is a nickname for Chris Bumstead, a bodybuilder whose the commenter was refer. Who? You can look him up. I don't need to look him up. If I know he's a bodybuilder, then it is what it is. Like, you mean the number 9 built like him? I think the number 9 is this guy. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I think it is this guy. Hold on. Wait, is it here or... Oh, no, it's in the previous chapter. Give me a second. So, yeah, it's this guy. Like, he's too close to Fox, but I could be reading into it too much. Or maybe it is this guy with the bowl cut. So, we don't know yet. Wasn't Augie the only one never have said the entire one to infinity, like completely? But yeah, that's true. He never said it completely. So maybe he was just, as I said, he was just being on Fox's good side so he can play. Given the natures of Teddy, Kaiser, Bunny, etc., I think Ray Dark is also looking for youth talent who are mentally broken, come from disadvantaged backgrounds. Yeah, but Sai breaks that mold completely, Hugo breaks it, and Loki breaks it. And also, it's not up to Ray Dark. Even though he is the head of PIFA, they do a vote. And whoever wins in the vote wins. So it's not up to him. Given the nature of Teddy, okay, we read that. It would be interesting to see the new Gen 11 Teddy replaced and how strong they are competitively. I think we could see it, like, for example, with Brazil, this is the previous new Gen 11 before Teddy took his place and something like that. I wonder how Nigeria is feeling after losing to Blue Lock egotistical philosophy and then England team's philosophy. That would be super funny. They would be completely confused. Which one is it? Do we rely on the team or do we have egos? I find it weird Kaiser's mom never showed up. I feel as a famous actress, she'd show up when Kaiser become world famous or when he got jailed as... That's a bad look on her. Bro, you think people are good, like everyone is a good person? She dropped Kaiser as a baby with a father who she knows is bad. You don't do that shit to your kid. And I'm just glad Kaiser never really looked into her because she literally does not deserve him. Even though he is a broken character, she does not deserve him. Now, before we end the stream, I want to talk about something. And I noticed this. And it is a little bit of an upscale. It kind of proves that Hugo is better than Teddy. But, so, look at what Isagi was thinking. So, just as I planned, whatever he was thinking. Now, here, I predicted that he'd get anxious. So this is the protagonist feeling. The protagonist feeling, he used the protagonist feeling on Agi to understand his motives. Once he did, he understood what he would do, and he shadowed him from his blind spot. This is exactly what he did with Kaiser, if you remember, back in, 262, I think 262. So Kunigami, yeah, so he's thinking, I can devour Kaiser. Now that this team is becoming mine and his plays are falling apart, kneel to me, you shitty clown. After spitting an insult like that in his face, he won't be able to escape this fixation on me. Kind of like how Agi could not escape the fixation on fixing his mistake because it is up to him, because it was because of his solo play that went against the team that Kiora was able to stop him. So his fixation on stopping the attack was something that Isagi could use. But this makes me wonder, why the fuck was not Isagi was able to use any of this before? Now, if you look at, for example, how Teddy stopped him, Teddy just showed up at the last moment with his speed. It's literally the only counter to Metavision without actually having a system against it. And that's exactly the answer to this. The reason Isagi was not able to do any of this in the France game was because of how much influence, how much control Hugo had over the game, to the point he could not understand what Layden, for example, or Charles are doing, because they're not bearing their egos, even though they are egoists. Do you understand me? Like, for example, with Layden, he understands he's an egoist, but like, what is his ego doing? Because when he tries to think of that, Hugo immediately shuts it down. Whenever Isagi tries to think of himself, or whenever Isagi tries to devour someone, Hugo immediately shuts it down. So I feel like that's such an upscale to the point that, for example, someone like Teddy had to intervene at the last moment in order to stop Isagi, and he had to understand him, while Hugo was fucking doing it passively with Charles, with Layden, with the other French teammates. He was doing it passively in a system to control Isagi without the need for an anomaly like Teddy. And by the way, another thing, Teddy right here is kind of playing like Lorenzo, if you remember. He is keeping a close eye on Isagi and stopping his every move, the same way Lorenzo was with Kaiser. And I liked the parallel here because it shows that he's individually really good and he is beating Isagi in his own game because he is that much good individually. Kind of like how Kaiser and Lorenzo's interaction went. And I love this. It's a parallel because before, Lorenzo had to focus on Kaiser because he's the best, but right now, Isagi's threat is still too high, to the point Fox had the best guy on the team still be on him. Like, with Karasu, the thing with Karasu's the way he plays, you can't have just one player on him and call it a day. Karasu, you need to stop him with a lot of players, so he had a lot of NPCs on him. But Isagi's level of threat could be stopped at the point where he wants to shoot, and so he had the most busted player on him. Which shows, for me at least, shows that Karasu and Isagi are still the best players in the team. One needing 3 players to counter him, and one needing the best player to counter him. I hope you understand this, and I hope you understand how effortlessly Hugo made it look. Hugo literally made it look as if it's nothing to stop someone like Isagi, it's nothing to stop someone like Hiyori and Karasu's awakening, and all by controlling the field. And I like this to no end, and I'm not gonna lie. It shows that the best player individually falls short to a system put by a talented learner. Do you guys understand this? Do you guys understand this? Okay, let me read. So, what if the number 9 is the former New Gen Teddy replaced? Ooh, that would be interesting too. They were like the former Wayne, but I doubt it because he's playing as a striker, like as a pure striker. So I don't know. Nigeria are about to get violated by France. Bro, France is going to score them like 18-0 or some shit. I'm not a fan of the new Gen 11s being completely unknown to Blue Lock. I think they should know at least their names and nationalities. Yeah, but they're not there, no. I feel like someone like Isagi, who became a junkie of football, should know them. But the rest, not necessarily. As for Teddy, I find it weird that they don't know him, even though they should play against him. We've seen Karasu and Isagi before study the opposing players, and so it's weird that they did not know who Teddy is until he showed up. So I get your point. Nanase did know who Teddy was, but he isn't playing and post-knockout. Yeah, but he did not know how he looks. He just knew his name. So maybe he read the list of the new gens. I mean, Hugo is the second best overall midfielder and the best CDM, so it makes sense. No, this is not about midfielder, you know? It's about being overall better. I think this gives him a lot of edge against a lot of players, even Sai. And I explained this before, but I want to do a video maybe on it, like a dedicated video. Just because Sai is the best midfielder, it does not mean that he is better than Hugo. It could be the whole situation of what's it called, of Snuffy and Noah, where Snuffy is the best overall player and Noah is still the best striker. So it could be that case where Noah is Sai and Hugo is Snuffy. Obviously, we don't have any feet or anything to back that out, but it could be the case. Okay, you're responding. Which NEL club would you have joined? Which one would you have avoided joining, like your life depends on it? I would not have joined PXG because of Loki's stupidity, but I would have loved to join Bastard Munich. I would learn a lot from Noah, even though he is my age. I hope we see a formation change for England at the start of the second half with Teddy as a win-back instead of a winner. That could happen because they're focusing a lot on Fox, And it could be one of the ways Fox could throw Blue Lock off is changing information and something like that. And he seems to enjoy it too. He says, like, if someone is useless, you can just throw him out. Okay, I hope we see a formation. Okay, I read that. I mean, Ace, you could use that argument, but Hugo's placement in the new gen seems to be due to his mind, tactics, and well-rounded physique. Teddy is a new gen 11 because of his technicality and speed. No, I'm not. I know, but I'm saying, what I am saying, the thing that Teddy is doing individually because of his speed and like his ability to instantly get to Isagi, Hugo is doing it effortlessly, not just with Isagi, but multiple players at the same time. If you remember, once Hugo accounted for Karasu, all of a sudden Loki stopped Karasu multiple times. All of a sudden they needed Baro throwing the whole field into chaos for them to score. So like, this is what I'm saying. It took Teddy to intervene to stop Isagi, but the rest of the team scored, while Hugo would do this while accounting for the rest of the team. That's what I'm saying, like, overall, he should be better than Teddy. At least defensively, by the way. Offensively, I could see Teddy better. But overall, I would say overall, if you assess both players, Hugo, with just the feats we've seen, he's better than Teddy right now. Maybe Teddy would show us more feats, but we don't know. Hugo's dream of 4 World Cup wins, while Sa's dream of Japan getting through the knockouts. That's true. I feel like the same as everyone else. Of course, for the reader, it is best to get epic reveals to new characters, but writing it in a way that makes it seem like Blue Lock doesn't get any information on opponents looks terrible. It really looks terrible to me. Ace, is Agi number 1 or number 2? He tried to be number 2 to Nagi in the Manshine City game, but he tried to be number 1 here. Or maybe no, he was actually playing as number 2 here too. Yeah, but him going on the offense alone, maybe he would have passed, so we don't know. But I like the theory, I like the idea of him being number 2. What if Teddy is gonna get subbed and for the last 10 minutes or so, England plays completely defensively? I mean, if they score and then do that, Teddy getting subbed is bad because he's been killing Isagi completely. So I would even defensively, I would like him as a win back. Yeah, but anyways, guys, I'm super tired. Like I've been wait, how long bro, we're almost 3 hours. I think I did not honestly feel it. You know, I felt like as if just 1 hour and a half got past, but like it's almost 3 hours. Holy shit. I really enjoyed it. Like also the chapter is amazing. So like that's that. And also you guys are amazing. Also there is that. And I love discussing a lot of things here. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, but I think it's time for us to end the live. So see you guys. See you next time. Maybe I'll do a live. You know what? So tomorrow is a video. Maybe the day after tomorrow I could do a live. Maybe we'll talk about Sai and Hugo and Bunny and Loki before I do the video of Loki versus Bunny. Yeah, it's literally zero. How do I say it? It's midnight for me. But like I did not notice. It's 3 hours. I did not even notice it. If Teddy shows ego at the end, they would lose. Doesn't it prove Fox was right? And maybe, but what if they lose and he doesn't show anything? It would not be, it would not be. It would be Fox is wrong. And I like, by the way, how Ego and Fox were telling each other that your philosophy is wrong because you lost to France. Hello, you both lost to France. Okay, so that's a response. Amen, good night. Yeah, good night, Edward. Thank you for being here. Because it develops ego like Agi, so Fox would drop him. Yeah, maybe he would. Like, if he but like he would drop him for what? Like they lost the U20 World Cups. I think they could help problem. Listen, guys, I would love to read the remaining of the comments, but I'm super tired. Like, I need to go to sleep immediately. I've been speaking for